Good morning, people. It is Thursday, the 6th of October. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And of course, every single day you have amazing hosts with you. Let's introduce ourselves.
Who else is it going to be? Who else is it going to be? 6 foot plus of pure temptation, the handsome one. You know what it is already.
It is your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
This is actually, I think in all this, was it 7 months? I think we're doing this now. I've just realised how diverse this panel is.
Why you say that?
Yeah.
Because you were like, the handsome one, 6 foot pure temptation. So you're bringing looks, I'm bringing shade, and we've got pro-black activists. We cater to everyone's needs,
That's what it's about, man.
That's sick. Love to see it. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. How was Olani's event?
Yeah, it was good, Yeah. It was nice, yeah. It was like it was like a party type thing,
Is that okay?
Yeah, because I was basically asking Brent before, like, is it actually a party or is it like a talk, a discussion about the book and
like
the
a book
release?
reading kind of thing? Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was pretty much, she just came on stage, thanked everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, just played music and whatnot, innit?
That's
Celebrated the release.
That's good. That's really good. I saw she looked very, very, very lovely, as you would expect. I love how girls, like, when it's events that we actually show up and show out. We give like birthday, not birthday makeup, but we come with like the birthday ambiance. You know what I mean? The birthday confidence. I love it.
That's true, actually. I didn't actually.
I love it.
Yeah. Because she was wearing something that I kind of would imagine her to wear like,
on her birthday. Yeah, but when we have an event as women, we show up and show out. Even the TDA launch party, Khloe and I showed up and showed out.
Oh, yeah,
it's like extra birthdays, basically. I love it. I absolutely love it. Gosh, women are great. But that's really, really good. You guys check out, we talked about it, but hopefully we'll have Olani on here soon. So check out The Big O. Beautiful book. Great vibes.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into the show?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first headline is about Suella Braverman, when we spoke about it yesterday. And now, today, the question's going around, is she breaking the rules, right? So Suella Braverman's plan to stop people entering the UK through irregular routes from claiming asylum could be in breach of the Refugee Convention, the United Nations Refugee Agency has said. The Home Secretary is reportedly drawing up a bill designed to create a blanket ban on anyone who enters the UK illegally, including by small boats, from claiming refuge. But the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the UNHCR, has said that any such law would almost certainly breach the Refugee Convention, the agreement that has protected refugees since 1951, of which the UK is a signatory. The convention says no refugees should be returned to a country where they face serious threats to their life or freedom, known as the principle of non-refoulement, and stipulates that, subject to specific exceptions, refugees should not be penalised for their illegal entry or stays. A spokesperson for the UNHCR said it was concerned by the UK's Home Secretary's announcement that those who arrive in the UK, other than through safe, regular routes, would no longer have access to the UK under proposed legislative reforms. The details of the proposals are not yet available, and the UNHCR welcomes the Home Secretary's statement that the UK will always work within the bounds of international law. A blanket ban on access to asylum in the UK for those arriving irregularly would almost certainly breach the Refugee Convention if this results in refugees being unable to exercise their convention rights, including by placing them at risk of enforced return to their own countries. The spokesperson then added that access to asylum should never be contingent on mode of arrival or nationality. The only way to establish whether people are refugees is through a fair and efficient determination of their claims, for which the UK has a clear responsibility. And that's the first headline.
Okay.
All the refugees. Can't you change them things there that's been in position since like 1951 and that? Like, don't we need to like revamp the rules?
Maybe if enough countries probably start thinking the way she is, they probably might be forced to. But they might just kind of make the UK look some type of way, innit? They might just criminalise them first.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not even saying she's right or anything. I'm just saying a lot of these stuff was put in place when society and times was just totally different, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're still governing them by things that was done damn near nearly 100 years ago, man. I swear we need like to shake things up a bit, man.
Yeah. And our second headline, again, takes us to Russia and Putin. And the Russian president has announced the annexation of 4 regions last week after self-proclaimed referendums not recognized internationally. His vow came as Ukraine said it retook villages in Luhansk and Kherson. It controls significant parts of the other 2 regions and has made recent gains in Donetsk. However, the Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Russia would retake any territory that has been lost. Facing questions over the recent losses, he told reporters, "There's no contradiction here. They will be with Russia forever. They will be returned." In a speech to teachers on Russian Teachers' Day, Mr. Putin said he would calmly develop the annexed territories. But Andrei Katopolov, who's the chairman of the State Duma Defense Committee, told state media that Russia needed to stop lying about what was happening on the battlefield, saying that Russians are not stupid. Ukrainian forces are making gains in both the south and the east. So yeah, and that's the end of that headline.
All right. Let's get into our topic of the day. What you saying?
Cool.
So what'd you say?
I like the piece.
Oh, babes, I'm on job today. I ain't playing.
Yeah, so today...
Can I hear Brent properly? Are you talking in the mic, Brent?
Can you hear me
No, he
now,
wasn't.
Mr. Maga?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I apologize.
Not a mister.
All right, so today's topic of the day is, should we adopt a new slogan? A new slogan being, black doesn't matter.
Because Kanye ruined it.
For whatever reason. Right, so basically, yeah, actually, we've got a clip to play. That will add more context.
Okay.
Being black is irrelevant. And in the wider scheme of things, your skin color is irrelevant. This is the mindset we really need to adopt when we enter these corporate spaces or, try to accomplish big things. The reason I say this is because the minute you start to think of, your race being the sole determining factor for you getting certain opportunities, you lose out immediately. And then get twisted. I'm not oblivious to the fact that, being black means you have to work 10 times harder and, we face a lot of struggles to get here. But the fact of the matter is that you can't let that solely define who you are. When I apply for jobs or I'm trying to get into competitive spaces, I literally view myself as an equal with everyone else. And I feel like that automatically just puts me at the top of the pack and lets me win automatically. And I used to think to myself, like, why do I think like this, guys? But the thing is, if I'm being truthful with you guys, I actually got shipped to boarding school like when I was in year 7 for 3 years. And everyone was black. It was in Nigeria. So it was like, there was no racism, this, racism, that. We were all black. So with that being said, we were human first. And then black second. So when I came back here and I saw everyone like really clutching onto their race, like in their skin color, it just used to really like confuse me, right? Being black is irrelevant. And in the wider scheme of things,
yeah. All right. So I think it's kind of self-explanatory, right? Do you feel like his mentality, the way he sees the world, is something that we should all maybe perhaps adopt?
I think it's a motivational speaker. What's that word? Words of affirmation, way of thinking.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. I think it's good to think that way. Yes, it's good to think that, you are black and you're excellent and you're black and you're king, you're queen, and do all these things. Absolutely. These are words of affirmation that I think will build your confidence. So when you go in places, you're not intimidated by people. Yes, that works for that. However, like we spoke about yesterday, there are systems in place. So you can say being black is irrelevant as much as you want to say, but the white man will always remind you how relevant it is in their world. And unfortunately, we live in their world. I get what he's saying about, going to boarding school. I guess from what he's saying, I'm assuming he went to boarding school in like an African country or something.
Yeah, Nigeria. Yeah,
Nigeria. Yeah. So yeah, everyone's black there. You don't really have to compete. The color of your skin is not really, it's not really it's not a barrier there. The entire nation is a barrier. Do you get what I mean? But I get that. But however, when you're in a different society, you can't ignore being black like you do in a society where everyone is black. It doesn't make sense. So again, I think it's just, for me, this is giving me wishful thinking. This is that mindset I spoke about the other day when I was talking about, you know, how Nigerians think, and it's very much Nigerians, you know, Nigerians, they carry last and we are the best of this and blah, blah. And that's good for your confidence. But in the real world, so him saying when he steps into a workplace, he doesn't do this and doesn't do that, that's fair, that's great. However, there are limitations to what you may be able to achieve in the workplaces because while you don't see your skin color, that's all they see.
But do you feel like some of what you just mentioned there is one of the things that come afterwards? But in terms of just like from the very beginning, from the jump, like his mentality is better to have though.
I think it is a good thing to have. I think it will help you with walking in confidence and not walking into rooms and feeling like you're less than or you don't deserve to be there. Because there is a lot of that where a lot of people achieve stuff, like black people achieve stuff, and they get into the room and because they're, obviously you're notably different, they feel like I don't deserve to be here. And that then has its consequences in the performance and whatever else. And I think it's good to have that confidence. But I think it's nothing beyond confidence. There's still real life. There's still the reality of life to deal with. So I think it's a good mindset for us to have, yes. But whether that mindset would then produce good results in a system that is beyond us, I don't think so.
I think that obviously he's grew up in a special set of circumstances. So his experience of growing up and it is unique, innit? And we don't all have the luxury of growing up in a place where race ain't an issue. Obviously, so he's put his unique experiences and he's projecting them out into the world and saying everybody should have that. But it's kind of easier said than done, innit? Because the fact is that racism is a big issue over here, and you get reminded every single day, innit? So having the mindset is great, but the reality is the reality. So anybody that's lived through it over here who hasn't gone back to Nigeria and grew up around all black people, their reality is not going to be like that. So I don't think. It's easier said than done to just adopt it, innit? Because we know the realities of the world, like we're just saying. Yep.
That's really it. And I think for me anyway, he sounds young as well. You know how the are they millenniums? What are they? Gen Z, that's it. Their mindset of life is very different. I don't blame them for them. I'm not hating on them. But they don't understand a lot of the realities of life, if I'm being honest. And it's weird because I feel like I sound like the older generation saying that to my generation. But
it's I mean, I get the concept of it, but going into a workplace, especially if you work with teams and people with offices and stuff like that, like I've heard you have these conversations all the time, like you better be aware that you're a black person walking
honestly
into it. Because you know what I'm trying to say?
It's a setup. I can't lie to you. It's a setup. Like I've been at my workplace, I'm at my business, I get my stuff done. I'm one of the best people that work there. I do what I do. And then I've got a black friend, and then we'll just be walking to say we're going like to get lunch or whatever. It's like, oh, hey, trouble. What? What trouble have I ever caused in this damn place? Do you get what I mean? Or it's like, oh, here they go. Here they go. What? What are you talking about? Do you get what I mean? So again, I can sit there and be like, I'm not black. They're telling me at every point that I am black. Like I've had someone say, oh, you're quite sassy. Bitch, I ain't never spoken to you before. Like I don't even know. I met you 5 minutes ago. What in the conversation of us talking about work has given us sassy? It's ridiculous.
I can't even lie to you, Here they go. It's still spinning me.
Honestly, this is what I get at work. It's actually, and people wonder why I want to go back in the office. This is why. Honestly.
Here they go.
Here they go. Where we going? Where we going? Just coming to get lunch. So do you get me? We get stuff like that, even to the point where, again, it's subtle things where she's Nigerian like me, but my name is obviously English, but her name is Yoruba. Yeah. They don't know who's who. So basically, they see us, because typically they tend to see us together. Hi girls, to the point where if there's one of us, it's still a hi girls. Do you get what I mean? We never get addressed as our names because they don't care to learn it.
But is that a race thing though?
It's a race thing.
You sure?
Because every John, Billy, and Mark, and the Stacys and the Sarahs and the Emilys, they know their names. Do you know how I know it's mad? Yeah, how
much do you interact? How much do you interact though?
I think I interact enough for you to know my name.
Because you don't sound like you're building relationships with these people. Like you don't go. You're not doing work, drinks. You're not doing
you know I'm not doing all that.
So
no, but they know me well enough. No, I can, because they know me well enough to Like it's not as if you're someone who I don't work with. Like we actually work closely together. Do you know what I mean? We interact, we email, we have conversations on the phone. You come over to me to ask me stuff. So again, it's that intention, because it's the same thing as when I was in school. So when I was in school, in my class, in my form time, for example, there's like 4 different Annas. But we know this is Anna C, Anna B, Anna F, and Anna H, right? But then when it was like with me, it's like my name is Esther. I've been called for the longest time I was being called Elizabeth.
What?
Yeah. And then when I had obviously I changed my last name. So when I had my Nigerian last name, hella remixes. But the Russian kid that's in my class with all the consonants in her name, you're able to pronounce that. All the Z and the H's and the C and the V, you pronounce that quick. But me, who it was actually very, I'm not going to say just because in case anyone finds my dad, but the letters were very clear. I ain't ready to meet that nigga yet. The letters were very clear, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But you couldn't pronounce it. Like, you can break my last name into 3, syllables?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could break it into like 3, but you can't pronounce that. But the girls with the V and the H's and the Z's in between the letters is what you can pronounce. I think it might not be overt racism, but race has definitely got a thing to play in it, where it's like, I've even been told like, oh, your name's a bit different. What are you talking about?
A bit different.
A bit different. What are you talking about? Your name is different too. Do you get what I mean? But again, it's those things where it's like you see black and it's like things are a bit different with them, and it's like you just expect it to be. Or like you see a black person, they're like, oh, where you from? Like, where you really from though?
Yeah.
I'm from here, I'm British. But they're like, no, but where you really from? Sorry.
No, just gonna say, so if you had to, like, I guess, choose one thing, would you say it's less so malicious and just like an ignorant thing, or do you think it's actually some of these time like?
No, I don't think it's malicious. I think it's ignorant, but I don't think it's good ignorance. Do you get what I mean? Because I think it's ignorance where in your subconscious this person doesn't matter enough for you to know their name. That's what it is, and I think that in itself is rooted in some form of racism, because you don't think that. You see a black person, you just assume their name's going to be quote unquote exotic. So when they tell you their name, even though it might be they could be called Kate, because you've already made up your mind that this is going to be something, complicated, you don't really take it in. That's what it is. I don't think it's malicious per se, but I do think it's ignorance rooted with a dash of racism. Really and truly.
Okay.
Because people do some very ignorant stuff. Like, obviously, remember I schooled in Nigeria and I came here. The girls are asking me, do I like have are there like elephants, and like they basically think it's a safari. I said, yeah, I had a pet elephant. I said, yeah. I was like, literally, when you're walking on the streets, see when you're like waiting to cross the road, right next to you, it's an elephant. It could be a giraffe right next to you. Do you get me? It's just it's silly little ignorant stuff like that. But with the name thing is it's a big thing. People just remixing your name. I even send people emails where they type in my name to know who to send the email to. Yeah. But then when they then address me in the email, they're calling me something different.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like, come on, man. So my friend I'm talking about, I've had people say to Esther, but then in the email, they've put her name as me. So highlight, say for example, she's called, what's her name? Titi. Hi, Titi. This time you put to Esther. It's crazy. But again, I think it's in subtle things. So as much as you can try and be like, yeah, I'm not black and I walk in the confidence of, race doesn't exist. Nah, man. They treat you like that.
So, like, to kind of bring it back to the whole thing in terms of, like, how you approach a certain situation.
Yeah.
All of that that you just mentioned, in terms of it being kind of just ignorance, not malicious or whatever. Yeah. Do you feel like that's the case when they're like interviewing you, for example? So, for example, like you've come in, and there's just certain things, right, that they maybe don't make the effort to want to know about you, right, because maybe they're kind of seeing you in a particular way because of your color, and so it makes that difficult for you to then get the job. Or
I think so. I think that I can't say exactly what it is that they might think about. But I do know that there are things. There's just it's the subtle mannerisms. Do you get what I mean? Like with my workplace, like I do interviews and I love it when it's a black person.
Yeah.
And I can see the relief on the black person's face when they see me, who's also a black person. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's just sometimes it's just the subtle mannerisms where, because a lot of black people will say how we code switch a lot.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Where when you go to the workplace, you have to act a certain way. You have to be a certain way. Like, things that you would usually like maybe even laugh at, you don't want to because, you know, someone might take offense. And it's a lot of us really having to package ourselves to fit a narrative that they've created. Do you get me? So I feel like in interviews it does translate there. Like, I'm very aware, like with interviews as well, that they probably have a quota to fill. So if I'm the fourth black person they've seen today and I'm good and all the other ones are as good as me, because maybe they're only allowing 2 blacks this time, I might not get a job for that.
But does that ever come into your mind when you go to the interview though?
Yeah, always. My blackness is on my mind every moment of every day.
In terms of like, you know what? This place is like a proper corporate space.
Yeah.
And they probably have a quota. Like I have to perform a particular way, or maybe I have to change I have to code switch. I have to. Does that all play a part when you're actually approaching the building?
Always. I
think you think that's a healthy thing?
It's not healthy, Mase. I have to do it. I can't go in there and speak to them and joke with them the way I joke with you guys.
Yeah.
They're not going to understand it. I'm going to be in HR's office by the first hour of my new job, of my induction. Do you get what I mean? So, and I think what's so crazy is that a lot of black people don't realize how much we do that to fit in.
Yeah.
It's when you sit down and take it back and you actually, when you reflect is when you realize how different you are. But it really feels like when you wake up and you're getting ready for work, you're yourself, when you listen to your music or whatever, it's all good and so cool. But then when you get to work, it's like you have this invisible outfit that you put on.
Yeah.
When you leave, you take it off. When you get home, you get to hang it up.
Yeah.
That's what it really feels like.
Do you think it's a case of code switching because of race, or do you think it's a case of being professional though? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get exactly what you're saying. I think it's code switching because of race. Because I can go, so see how obviously with TDA it's like a casual situation. I can go to another black owned business or whatever, but I will act in a professional manner.
Okay.
I'm not code switching. I'm just acting professional.
And would you be different? So if you're in front of Jack and Billy, is that different to being in front of Jermaine and Tunde?
Yeah, because you know what it is with Jermaine and Tunde, I'll be professional. But with Jack and Billy, I have to be professional and code switch.
But do you feel like you have to, or do you feel
have
like
to? You do have to. I think again, I told you guys, I was called sassy and I did nothing.
But that's after you're in the job. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, but even
from the door.
Yeah, but you can't. Listen, there's a thing in the white spaces. There's something known as like too much blackness. It's just because you know it's because they have this image of what they already believe we are. So if I go there and I'm just then professional, I may not even be doing much. But for them, it's like, ooh, this is a black person. Like I've been around people who, even in casual settings, even recently actually, I'm not gonna say give specifics, but somewhere I went recently, right? And I was around like white girls, and I could see that because they were just acting out of character. The way I saw them speaking to the other white friends, when they were then in my presence, they weren't talking like that. They were trying to be like, I don't know what they thought I sounded like. Yeah. But they were giving me like the childs, and I was thinking, first of all, you don't even know that I speak like that. Do you get what I mean? So it's just how it is. It's hard to explain, but when you're in that situation, it's what you do. But I'm definitely very aware of my blackness when I step into establishment. This is another reason why I have an issue as well with black people being. So you see how like we can be casual and gisting, whatever. I can go to a place of business, and I see them talk to the white person professional, but then when it's me, they're trying to do slangs with me. I don't really like that.
Okay.
I don't like that because again, for me, this is a place of work. This is a place of business. Be professional with me. Period. Don't. But I guess they're code switching for that person. Yeah. But again, for me, it's a professional setting. But then why? We're not friends. I'm a client, so you would treat me as such. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
It just reminded me. I think I was listening to like a Free Shots episode, probably a couple of years ago now. Yeah. And I remember I think Marvin was talking about how, let's just say he went into a bank or something, right? And then he's seeing like a black teller
Yeah.
And that person's automatically now using slang.
Yeah.
Instead of saying Mr. this and Mr.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Give me the same treatment.
Yeah, exactly.
We are not friends. And I get that, obviously, with black people, we like that community stuff. We go for a lot together, want to stick together. I get that, but bro, don't do that. Let me make you feel comfortable enough to do that before you, like, even I recently talked about how I had a black GP. When I'm with her, I'm professional with her. If we then have moments where we laugh about, or we bond on something that, you know, I guess black banter, that's different. But I still wouldn't treat her like she's my friend. No, she's a person in authority that I've come to help for. So I will speak to you the way I would speak to anybody. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable, yes, but I just don't. I don't believe in over familiarity. I'm not here for that, personally.
Mugs, what do you think? Like, for example, say as you're obviously, you know, progressing in like social media and all them type of things there, yeah. As you're going up and up, right? Do you feel like why you laughing?
It's Brent's poll. Brent said, "Would you allow someone to call you Tony if your name is Tolu?"
Tony. This guy.
So silly.
Do you feel like you would have to kind of code switch and change who you are in certain settings?
Nah, because I do the social media thing and social commentary, and it's myself. Anybody that I interact with or work with, or that wants to work with me for being me. So I don't need to change anything. Obviously, I can go, if I go into certain situations, certain meetings or whatever, I'm gonna talk professionally and conduct myself properly or whatever. But I don't think I have to do all that. And it's because I didn't grow up in the workspace. I ain't worked for people. I ain't worked around people like that. I grew up around my own people and grew up in the streets. So I ain't never had to be anything different than I was. So I don't have that in me.
Yeah.
Kind of. I don't, like, all these experiences that you are talking about, I can't relate to them. I've never had to adhere to anybody's things for me. I've always been myself my whole life. You get me? I've always grew up in black community. I could grow up on the streets with my friends and shit, like I'm saying. So now I wouldn't feel the need to do that, because like I said, if anybody that's gonna interact with me and do with me, I would expect them to know what they're getting. You get me? Like, being professional is just being professional, black, white, whatever, innit? Whoever I'm gonna talk to them properly. I know how to articulate myself properly. I don't feel like I have to switch anything up. But again, I've never experienced that. I've never had to do that. I've never been in the staff room or in the office with people calling my name wrong or trying to give me slang. I've never done this. Obviously, I've experienced being around white people that want to talk to you a certain way, or familiarize themselves, or even black people. But obviously, even stuff like that, I get it, because it's just like when you give like the black man nodding and stuff like that. When you're in a space where you're a minority and stuff like that, you want support in it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like it's a tribal thing. So it's like you could be a bank teller and be like, "Oh yeah, morning sir, and then see a black, you'd be like, "Oh, well done, brother," because you just that. You just want that. You get what I'm trying to say?
Familiarity kind of thing.
Yeah, that familiarity. Like we're here, innit? Like it's us, get me kind of thing. I don't think it's them being unprofessional or nothing like that. Like, I kind of appreciate that.
Izzy's asked a good question. Oh, he's posed a good thought. Bare man in the streets, are they themselves?
When? In the streets, or when they go?
No, just to Margs.
Okay.
Are people running around posturing?
Yeah, but you have to a certain extent.
Talk to me.
You get me? Huh?
Talk to me.
Because the streets are the streets are rough. You get me? Like, so you have it's dog eat dog out there, innit? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so there's amount of bravado, amount of like, I don't know, like just a safety net that you want to put up. Some people are what's the word I'm looking for? Like exaggerated versions of themselves, maybe. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you could be more cool, laid back, chilled at home in your personal time around your family and stuff like that. When you get into the streets, that might not necessarily work. You might need to have more of a bit of an edge just to survive. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I suppose it works. I suppose it works the same way, but it's just a different side of it. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? There's a lot of people that are pretending that are not who they are in the streets, to be honest with you.
So that's no different to the office space and code switching, right?
Yeah, but it's to a different. You're doing it in the office space. You're doing it. I can't explain it, man. It is. What am I saying there? You're not trying to be. You're being more of yourself, maybe. Yeah, like if you're trying to change for like white people and stuff like that, I think that's different than you putting on a bit of an act or a bit of a bravado. in the streets. I think they're separate things. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe it's an exaggerated version of yourself. In the office space, you might be it's just someone totally different. Like, do you get what I mean? So I think there's similarities in there, but I don't think they're exactly the same.
Yeah. Can I say people are saying that I don't play the politics game and blah blah blah. So I'm trying really hard not to insult. But me not playing the politics game does not give anyone the right not to know me. Me not going to after work drinks does not give you the right not to know my name or to address me by the wrong name. I'm not sure where the correlation is coming from, how you guys are getting these maths, but your maths is very off. And
yo, Kevin, I beg you stop antagonizing our host. I beg you call in and have a conversation. Yeah, I'll ban you one day, you know. Call in and interact. They're sniping from afar.
But yeah, like me, not playing the politics game, that's a different thing. If I'm saying, you know, I'm not getting opportunities, blah blah, and I'm not going to after work drinks and, like, you know, kissing asses and whatever, that's different. That's a different complaint. But I think people get my people get my name wrong and grouping me in, like, seeing me as the other black girl in the office. It's very different. It's very, very different. You're listening, man.
Someone said.
No, you must really go for it.
Someone said their name was Kweku, yeah, and they called him Kevin.
Do you know what I mean?
That's despicable, you know. Oh my days.
Quick, you should have gone to work drinks. Maybe they would have called you that. Did I read that? And that's what they do, you know. They'd be like, oh, that sounds a bit complicated. I'll just call you Kevin. No, you won't call me Kevin. You call me.
Can you imagine? Oh man.
Or they start giving you nicknames out of nowhere. They start giving you nicknames. Do you mind if I could just call you K? No, you can't call me K. You cannot.
I'll play the same game with them, to be honest. I'll change their name.
Oh, I'm Pay. I've done that before. When people have sent me an email and they've addressed me as the wrong name, I'll call you anything back. So your name is John, I'm calling you Jake. You want to call me Elizabeth? That's fine. Hi, Jake.
For real.
Let's play. I'm very petty. Because sometimes that's what you need to do. When they go low, I know, what's her name? Michelle Obama said we go high, but sometimes, like, I have time to go low. I can even go lower. It's ridiculous, man.
Oh man.
Oh no, I'm kind of glad I didn't grow up experiencing all that, to be honest with you.
It's a lot, I can't lie to you. It's actually draining. Like, even like one time I had someone be disrespectful to me, yeah. She was clearly in the wrong. This woman quickly got in her Karen boots and just started playing victim.
That's what they do, man.
These times I was the victim. So because I'm not like her, quick to cry, it automatically, hearing the story, it's like, oh, Esther, what did you do? Yep. And then when I explained it, they were like, oh. They were like, oh, just ignore her, man. Just let it go. But I'm thinking, okay, but then if that was me in that position, would you be telling the person to, if I was actually wrong, would you actually tell the person to ignore it? Do you get what I mean? It's too much politics, man. But again, we're in the white man's world, so I don't expect anything different. I just go for as long as I have to be there.
Yeah.
I do what I have to do.
Yeah. It makes sense.
That's right. All right. Should we get into our next headline?
Let's do it.
Lovely.
All right. I believe this is a trigger warning. So 3 teachers have been cleared of manslaughter after a girl dies on a school trip by drowning.
Oh my God, I was going to send you this story.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's mad.
He laughs whilst
I know, I was thinking.
What?
No, man, that's not
Did
making
you say Brent? No, I missed it. What did you say?
Go on, Brent.
Time has actually gone.
Okay.
The moment's gone, Mark. The moment's gone.
All right, go on then.
All right, so 3 British teachers have been found not guilty of the equivalent of manslaughter by gross negligence after a girl drowned on a trip to France. I think that should be in France. But yeah, Jessica Lawson, who's 12, who attended Wolferton School near Hull, had been swimming in a lake in July of 2015 when a plastic pontoon overturned. Chantel Lewis, Daisy Stavers, and Stephen Lane were cleared of any wrongdoing by a judicial hearing. The lifeguard on duty and the French local authority were also cleared. The hearing in France was told 24 children between the ages of 12 and 17 had been swimming when the incident happened, and Jessica was found beneath the pontoon. She later died in hospital. French prosecutors had recommended that Miss Lewis, Miss Stavers, and Mr. Lane, as well as the lifeguard, be jailed for 3 years. Giving her verdicts through a translator, the head of jurisdiction, Mary Sophie Waggett, told the four the area was being surveyed by the lifeguard. The lifeguard was present. The flag was green. There was not any reason to think that the floating platform could turn over. We don't know why her drowning took place at the time when the platform turned over. There's therefore no evidence to show that they were negligent. Therefore, you are found not guilty.
Poor baby, man. That's so sad.
But there was a bit before she went, before she drowned, where they couldn't find her or something like that.
Yeah.
She went missing, innit?
Yeah.
And they was panicking. That's why they were trying to say it's negligence on their fault, because they didn't know where she was.
Yeah.
School trips would be a lot, you know.
A lot of things happen on school trips, you know?
Yeah, doesn't that I don't know if that girl, if she's got her justice, some Asian girl. But this one, it was bullying. They were bullying this kid. The students were bullying this kid for time in school. The girls complained, her parents complained, the school did nothing about it. They went on a school trip and then they drowned her. So basically they knew that she couldn't swim or whatever, and they pushed her in the, I think they went to the beach or something, and the poor girl drowned. And I think they were in court for it. I think they got cleared of it or something. But there was actually evidence showing that these kids actually did it. And they were like, oh no, they didn't. And they all made up a lie about it. As in the kids conspired all together and made up a lie, and then that's what they told the police, that's what they told the school, everything. It was really bad. Really, really bad. I think she just moved here from her country, wherever she was from. It was sad.
Which one do you think is fair that the teachers beat the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is, man.
I think it would have been harsh to do 3 years for that, you know?
Yeah. Because I feel like they've got to live with that forever, probably on their teacher record. But I think you can, obviously you're responsible for kids, blah, 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 but you know how kids get.
And plus...
I didn't know there was a lifeguard there. If there's a lifeguard there, you ain't blaming me for this.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a lifeguard, this is not my job.
Exactly.
You're going crazy.
You're crazy.
No, there's a lifeguard sitting there. Where was the lifeguard? What are you talking about?
Literally.
Exactly.
Would you want a lifeguard to go to jail though? Because that's a lot.
It's
not jail. I don't think. I mean, right? If you're a lifeguard and your job is to save people, and then someone died because you wasn't there or whatever, I don't
your
think
phone or something.
Jail's not fair. You got to sack them. Obviously, you're not a good lifeguard.
I think you should get your license revoked. This is This is the last lifeguard gig you get ever. Yeah. Because jail is difficult.
Yeah, I don't think jail's fair.
But it depends on the job though, because I remember one time hearing about one train driver or something in Spain, right? And this guy was negligent. I think he must have been doing something, right? And he was meant to slow down at a particular turn or something, right? He doesn't slow down, and I think the train keeps going at like 90 miles per hour. Train hits something, bare people die.
Yeah, but that's different though.
Why?
Take that man to jail.
Isn't it the same principle?
It's definitely not.
Why?
Because with this one, like you're driving something, you know you need to slow down because you know that this can cause an accident. With a lifeguard, yes, obviously, you know that you should save people because anything could happen. For me, it's just very different. It's like more intentional.
If you broke the protocol, the safety measures or whatever that they put in place to keep people safe, and you broke that, and then people died as a result of that, you actively have a hand in their death.
But it wasn't necessarily that he intentionally broke it. It was more so a lapse in
But you broke it though. You can't. Oh, it's accident. What do you say? Oh, it was accident. No, that doesn't work. You have the duty of care to protect these people on this train. You're not allowed lapses of judgment.
And around the bend, no, babes.
But look at the lifeguard, for example. Like he's meant to just keep his eyes on the pool. So if that particular pontoon overturns, why is he not then jumping in and making sure no one's under it? Couldn't you say the same thing?
I think it's. I don't know. I just think it's very different.
What did they say? Was he actually there?
The lifeguard.
I think he was. I believe he was. Let me double check.
Yeah, the lifeguard was present.
Was there, yeah.
Oh, that's a bad shift.
Yeah.
Tight. Yeah, that's tight. But I just think the train one is different, man. If my that's different. But yeah.
I think that's really different. I think that's harsh. Like, regardless of what the situation is, to send a lifeguard to prison because someone died while he was on duty. That I think that's harsh. I don't know. Like, unless you stood on the side and watched them drowning or something, and I don't understand that.
I feel like even say you were on your phone, for example, and you missed the whole thing. I would say community service. You get your community service. But like with the train drivers, like you have so much what's it called, training to do that. Like a lifeguard, anyone can be a lifeguard. You just know how to swim, right? Yeah. Can you float? Yeah, you can. All right, then you're a lifeguard. Watch these kids. Do you get what I mean? But train drivers, like there's a lot of training that goes with that. You can't have a lapse of judgment. And then several people have died. So man.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I just want to introduce myself.
Not introduce yourself.
The fourth member. Late again. Sorry.
It's alright.
I told E-Man that 7:30 was unrealistic for me.
It was unrealistic for him too, so it's alright.
Okay.
I'm so dead. All right, it's a shady morning here.
All right. So
Also, he was giving me drinks as well.
allegedly.
He was giving me drinks.
Nothing alleged about anything.
Every time I looked around, he was
giving you what?
drinks.
Yeah, they went out last
Oh,
night.
you was partying as well?
Yeah.
Wait, so you got called at that 7:30 start, now you're going partying?
I was telling him, I was like, even yesterday, I said, E-Man, 7:30, yeah?
I'm not gonna lie to
I
you.
said 7:30. He was like, oh, why did I say 7:30?
Yeah, because I messaged him, but I'll be honest, I don't care what you guys are doing the night before. You'll be here at the time we've said we're going to be here. 2 hours sleep, 1 hour nap. Come here straight from the dancer if you have to. Change your shirt in the car. You'll be fine.
I would have made it, It's just that there was traffic. Okay. Yeah. That's why I was only like, what,
Nigga,
10
I
minutes
woke
late?
up at 7:18.
7:18.
I actually cannot do. I cannot
I said,
do.
I ain't making it. No, but I didn't go to bed until 1:30. Remember? I didn't, like, did you just go, you went home and then went straight to bed, right?
I was doing the document.
Oh, okay.
Right, what time did you leave the event?
This is ridiculous.
What time you leave the event?
What time? I left just before you guys, around
Yeah.
like quarter past 10.
Okay.
Wait, so what time you get home?
Was
Yeah.
it later than that?
What time I get home? About maybe 11. Yeah, maybe like 11:15 or
What the
something.
hell you
So what's the
talking
conversation about then?
What's the problem then?
What's that?
You got home at 11:30,
Yeah, but I didn't go to bed until 1
and what's that good to anyone?
Until 1?
because I was with my girl. We were eating, chilling, whatever, and then she woke up around 4, woke me up. Now I'm up. Then my alarm went off at 6. I was like, oh shit, I've only slept for 2 hours or whatever. I hit it. I thought, let me get up in 5. 5 turned into 7:18, and here I am.
I'm glad Mark and I
You went home.
see each other with
You
this.
got home with good time. You could have been
Mate.
in bed by midnight sleeping. I don't understand this.
I'll be honest with you
I was
guys.
with my girl.
There's times I've come here with 2 hours sleep.
Same.
So there's no this ain't it.
Yeah, but no, I'm here with 2 hours sleep. I just ain't here on time.
I'll come here on time early with 2 hours sleep. Let me make
No,
that
but let's
distinction.
let's make it clear though. We agreed 9 o'clock.
Yeah, about that. We've
Yeah.
got a meeting about that.
9 o'clock.
afterwards.
That's our set time. 7:30 is a whole new kettle of fish. That's even earlier than our normal start time, which is 8:30.
The normal start time is not 8:30. We need to have a meeting. This
No,
is
back in the day.
ridiculous.
Sorry, 8.
Yeah,
8.
we're going back to that, by the way.
Why?
There's conversations to be had afterwards. We're going back to
You
that.
guys see I'm struggling with this.
Everyone's gonna have to get the discipline out. Can't lie.
No, but why? What's the reason?
Early bedtimes.
Yeah, early bedtime. Listen, just early bedtimes, not early bedtime. Trust me, you can make it.
The thing is, you're an early morning babes, isn't it? So this is a walk in the park for you. This
It's
is
not a walk-
easy.
trust me, it's
This
not a
is-
walk in the
This
park.
is his house. He's at home. Yeah?
It's not walking. But
That's
even
why,
when,
if you look at the pattern of lateness, who is it? It's us two.
and so guess what, Mark? So it looks like me. You're gonna be leading the show, and they can join us at some point.
It's me and E-Man who are the ones who are being, obviously I'm a bit later, but you know what I mean? Because,
No, it's not a walk in the park for me to wake up every day.
well, you're making it look easier, so
Thank you. I appreciate that. But again, it's not a walk in the park.
you're making it look easy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But don't distract me. We're going back to 8 o'clock. We're back to 8 o'clock.
What's that?
It's all happening. It's all happening, Youth, man. It's all happening.
Yeah,
It's
man.
getting called into the office more. I got more traveling to do and that. We gotta get in earlier, man.
Yeah, as in like the song starts at 8 a.m. Whoever's bum is on the seats is who's gonna introduce themselves when the show starts.
Damn it, man.
Yeah. So, well, you guys are privy to
There you go.
our staff meeting. You can't say we're not for the community.
There you go, exactly.
And I bet you they're in the comments agreeing. Are they, Brent?
Agreeing what? That we should start later?
Well, your brethren, your spirit animal Kevin Thompson,
No, my spirit animal, child.
thinks that 8 a.m. is mad.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Kev.
Kevin is not someone that I would.
Kev, we start work an hour, even today, an hour and a half before the standard protocol of work time starts. Shifts.
You guys have to negotiate that in the next contract.
Well, Gin and Gist has an interesting take. She thinks that we should start at 7 a.m.
Oh,
Do you know what's mad? Do you know what's actually mad? Do you remember when we were discussing times? Yeah.
Yes.
Me and Marks were like, listen, if it's 7, we are right here.
7. So what time should I wake up in the morning, please? 5 a.m. Knock it off.
That's what time I wake up every day.
Yeah, that's good for you.
So that's a you problem.
I should wake up at 5 a.m. to get here at 7.
Listen, it's commitment to the
Don't
cause.
let me start bringing up the money issues again.
You can do whatever you want to do. We're starting at 8 o'clock.
I get paid to wake up at 5 a.m.
You do whatever you want to
Once
do.
I start getting paid, then I'll come at 5 a.m.
Nah, that's dead. We're building something here, guys. We need to build all together.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this. Is this what it is?
No.
All right.
No.
Fair enough.
Relax,
all right,
man. Relax.
7 a.m. obviously is what it is that in my head we are going to be doing when it is we move into the space, right?
Oh, was it?
That's 7 p.m., innit?
7 a.m.
Oh, is it?
7 a.m. is...
Because this is a morning show now. It's
Yeah, the morning is between what time?
You know what? Morning show start. This at 6 a.m., you know?
Morning ends at what time?
Morning start at 6
11:59.
a.m. No, listen, morning shows, morning breakfast shows,
I
morning
know,
on TV, whatever.
I know. I'm pulling your leg. I know they
That's
start
fine.
early.
I'm letting people know too.
All right, go on.
They start at 6 a.m. and then like by 10 o'clock, this is like drive time. This is people come in at basically lunchtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't lie that is definitely news to me. I definitely thought it was 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
Why would it be 7 p.m.?
Do you know what?
It was in my head. It was going to be an evening thing, innit?
Oh.
But
I like the morning thing.
Yeah, as things progressed and whatnot.
Yeah, because the show originally was released in the evening. We just recorded early, so he could do all.
But the original plan was to start. Was to eventually start recording in the evening or something like that.
Yeah, and then you were like, "But those are my peak hours."
Yeah, that didn't work for me.
Yeah, no. To be fair, if I had to choose, I'll choose morning over evenings.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so guys, you heard it here first. We're gonna be 8 a.m. Even if it's one host, even if it's me introducing myself and passing the mic to Brent to see how he's doing. But 8 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. Look at you.
I love it. Listen.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. You'll be here, everybody.
Bro, can you send the Ubers to my house?
I can send a Zoom link.
Someone even said, by the way, Yusuf, 1:30 a.m. You should have been fine to be here.
You guys are not. Thing is, I keep trying to give you the key reason why I'm late, and you guys are not. You're not grasping what I'm saying.
I'll be honest here.
You're not grasping what I'm saying.
I'm grasping
You're not grasping
it.
what I'm saying. I wasn't by myself.
I'm grasping it, but I would say hypothetically, I've been in situations with persons and got 2 hours sleep.
Stop snitching
and I've been here.
yourself.
I didn't say it was me. I didn't say it was me.
Yes, you did. You just said I have been.
No, I didn't.
As
Yeah,
in
you did.
That's for the benefit of the sentence, so you don't get confused.
Don't snitch on yourself.
I know what you guys are talking about.
As in, you're not talking about yourself.
Definitely not talking about myself.
So why'd you say I?
Because I was for the benefit of the sentence.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Go on then.
But I'm letting people know. I've already said what I said. If you missed it, you have to catch the video. It stays up after we're done. Watch it back. Catch what I said.
Chess.
Always.
So, the next headline is about chess. So, there's been a chess player who's been accused of cheating, and he's not backing down, right? So, a top chess player accused of cheating has insisted he is not going to back down after making his first comments on the scandal in nearly a month. On Tuesday, a chess.com investigation claimed it was likely that Hans Niemann cheated in more than 100 games online. The 19-year-old American rising star has already been accused of cheating by world champion Magnus Carlsen. Speaking on Wednesday after winning his US championship game, Niemann said his victory was a message to everyone. In a news conference following a convincing win against 15-year-old grandmaster Christopher Yu, Niemann was asked about the elephant in the room, which is obviously a reference to the cheating scandal that gripped the chess world. Without addressing the actual allegations directly, Niemann said, "This game is a message to everyone. This entire thing started with me saying, chess speaks for itself. And I think this game spoke for itself and showed the chess player I am. It also showed I'm not going to back down, and I'm going to play my best chess here, regardless of the pressure." Niemann then cut the interview short after less than 60 seconds. That was it.
I feel like that should have been in a sports segment.
No, we can't put chess in
Oh
the
no, it's
sport.
not a sport, is it?
Yeah, it's not like
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's get into Word on Road. Okay, the world is so angry at the moment. I can't wait till I'm reporting good news on here. But firstly, on my list of things to let you guys know, Meek Mill is upset with BET. So like we mentioned the other day, the BET Hip Hop Awards, which is weird because now that you mentioned it to, you said there was a difference. I'm actually seeing like there's really, really and truly a difference because it was all like rap stuff, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. So basically, Meek Mill's baby mums performed at the BET. Well, she had a BET cipher, and her name is Milano, and she's the one who is also his ex-girlfriend, Milan Rouge, she's called, and they had a baby together. His third kid, her first, and they were together. I think they broke up last year. Really pretty girl and everything. But yeah, so basically she had a BET cipher, and he's upset about it. So his tweets read as follows. I don't like BET. Okay, sorry. I'm going to just make the words, could use the English though. He says, I don't like that BET got my baby mum trying to spit bars for attention/clout. It's like a set-up embarrassment made to look like opportunity. And I'm with the women hustler empowerment motion, but you're drawing. Pure manipulation. I was voicing my opinion about a connection to my life and a company I've been getting money with. All them women lit love to them. Everything ain't networking, especially if you say you're getting money. Stay true to your self phones, in quotes, made us get a little lost, even me. And then he went on to say that he's scared to rap and say the truth nowadays. It's so vicious out here. This run I am, though, it's like therapy to me. Therapy for me. I guess Twitter is like therapy for him. He says, shit not even black, you're not even owned by blacks to my knowledge. So this is BET. I live life without narrative. One of the reasons I don't have religion. The streets traumatized me and hypnotized me to that. And I'm breaking that. Catch me outside. I'm not perfect, but I'm not living in that fame narrative, LOL. The first thing that jumped out at me is that he basically said her rapping is shit. And I don't think there was a need for that. I think if you're upset that she was given an opportunity...
Is it shit though?
Yeah.
Oh, is she rubbish?
Yeah. She didn't have a flow. She was basically just saying words. She was just saying words. I didn't want to offend everyone with the clip, not to be rude, but it didn't sound as if like she's trying to be a rapper or anything. It's just like a girl just saying words. I don't know what the thought process was behind that.
Oh, so Meek's got a point then, basically.
Yeah, he definitely has a point. Because I think him saying it's like embarrassing for her. She's gonna get cooked. Yeah. Because it was bad. So I think for him it's like a thing where obviously he's protective of his ex-girl but like the mother of his child. So he's like, you guys basically you know she's not a rapper, because typically with the cyphers there tend to be really, really sick rappers on there and people discover their music through that, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. We could have potential or something. You know
it's doing something. I don't know if Sis has music. I should have probably checked. But it wasn't great. So I feel like it looked like a setup. Can't lie, it looked like a setup for some memes and just being corned. She basically was just saying words. She was just saying words. It was.
When you was reading the tweet, I thought Meek was just being Meek again, but
nah, I think because he loves to do his nonsense. But this one, I would actually say he actually has a valid point. He really does have a valid point. It's not. I don't think he was right. But then people were defending her. Which is why I guess he had to say, at the end of the day, I've said what I said, and this platform is a thing of therapy for me. Because people are like, don't be silly. She did do well. Let's get it straight. She didn't do bad on there. But I think people saying you didn't do bad and you were great, different.
Two totally different things.
Very different thing. Do you get me? So people are saying, yeah, you got a point, but it's not as bad as you're saying. It's still got the word bad in there. I think that says something in itself. So yeah, he's got a point with that. Also. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm tired of talking about Kanye. I can't lie to you guys. I'm really sick of it. But just for the benefits of disclosure. So obviously he's been doing his rants and against Gabriella and the family and all that other stuff. And then he brought up the Virgil stuff, which I reported yesterday. But wherever he gets a chance, he basically talks about how he's not been allowed to see his kids, and he calls out Kim Kardashian and how it's a system against him and blah, blah, blah. He does all of that all the time. So anyways, yesterday, Khloe Kardashian basically had enough. And she said to him, she commented under his post, she said, "Yay, I love you. I don't want to do this on social media, but you keep bringing it here. You are the father of my nieces and nephews. I'm trying to be respectful, but please stop tearing Kimberly down and using our family when you want to deflect. Again with the birthday narrative, enough already. So the tea is that he wasn't allowed at one of the kids' birthday. They've had too many kids, I don't know who's who, but he wasn't allowed at one of the kids' birthday parties. And the reason why he then knew where the birthday was because Travis told him, and so he wasn't able to turn up. So essentially, he's basically saying how they knowingly threw a birthday party without his knowledge, and they hid the details from him. And then one of the other kids, which I think is Sam, he was in Japan at the time, and then he said, when we come back, we'll have a joint birthday thing for him. But what they then did was they secretly threw a party for Sam before, I guess while Kanye was on his way back from Japan. I don't know how long the flight is, but they basically threw a party, so he basically missed it. So obviously with the kids, all kids see is that their dad is not at their birthday parties, not knowing that their dad is trying as much as he can to be at the birthday parties. So this is what Khloe is addressing. So she said, again with the birthday narrative, enough already. We all know the truth, and in my opinion, everyone's tired of it. You know exactly where your children are at all times, and you wanted separate birthdays. I have seen all of the texts to prove it, and when you changed your mind and wanted to attend, you came. Like you have pointed out yourself, she is the one taking care of your kids 80% of the time. Please leave her and the family out of it so that the kids can be raised peacefully. I come from a place of love, and I'm happy to continue this conversation privately if you wish. So he was basically saying a lot of stuff about how they keep hiding his kids from him. He doesn't know where his kids are all the time. First of all, you know where your kids are. You moved to the house across their house. You know exactly where your kids are, sir. You're fine. So then he responded to that and said, you are lying and are liars. You're basically kidnapped. This man is not okay. You're basically kidnapped Chicago on her birthday so she could remember her father not being there. Trav gave me the address of my child's party. That's how you'll play with black fathers. You're also threw a party before Sam's birthday when I was flying back from Japan to be there for his birthday. And the first I heard about it was seeing pics of the party online. Also, I should see my children 100% of the time. But since there's a separation, it should have been 50% of the time. Y'all wouldn't have played with Donda like that in Jesus' name. I don't get that part. But I basically was watching, I haven't watched it fully, but I saw a clip of Charlemagne talking about the whole White Lives Matter thing. And obviously he knows Kanye, he's cool with Kanye, he speaks the truth to Kanye from what he said. He said basically that Kanye plays the black card when it suits him. So Kanye will care to stick with the black people and black community at times when he's been antagonized by the white people. When he's been antagonized by Gap, by Nike, by Adidas, by Kim, he wants to do the whole Black Fathers thing and the Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff. But he said he doesn't know, there's no one in this world who craves and who auditions for white...
validation.
That's it, thank you, babes. For white validation like Kanye does. And I agree with that because he said when things are going very well in Kanye's life, he's pandering to the white man. As soon as things start going wrong and it starts getting played by the white man, he's coming and trying to do the whole Black Lives thing. And it's true. And he was like, look at when Kanye's life was good, that's when he was telling us, slavery was a choice and White Lives Matter and all these other things that he does. But when things are not good, then he's trying to be at the forefront of, black campaigns and black movements and all that kind of stuff. It's such a shame. And he also said what I said where I feel like, actually, I don't know if I said it, but he basically said how it's all attention seeking and it's just attention seeking. And I really wish that he would do stuff and we would just ignore it. Because I really think if we all ignored it, like everyone in the world had a consensus where he does something crazy again and everyone ignores it, he'll stop. If you're not getting attention, because he's like a little kid at this point. I get he's got his mental health issues. I understand that. But, bro, there's only so much grace we can give to all of that mental health stuff. But someone else who is slightly moving mad. So Diddy was also on Breakfast Club and he was basically they asked him about the Kanye stuff. His answer was a whole bunch of nothing. It was just a whole bunch of nothing. I can't even say what it was exactly. He didn't really rebuke him the way everyone else has been doing. Yeah. He basically was just like,
called him a free thinker.
Yeah, called him a free thinker. Kanye's a genius and blah, blah. And I think we need to stop that Kanye's a genius thing. I think it's getting to his head a little bit. But yeah, he basically did a bunch of nothing. But anyway, the part I want to report about is obviously, that there's this rumours that, he owes Mase money because Mase called him out for owing him money and some of his other artists. And he basically talked about that. He said, listen, Mase, he worked on one album with Mase, even though I think the two albums after that says it's from Diddy's. Bad Boy Records,
No, before he retired, he released 2 albums.
But Diddy's basically claiming he only worked with him on one. Okay. So he's saying based on that one, how much could you possibly think I owe this man? Basically. So he's like, he doesn't owe him money. Mase
He also said he paid him for one that he didn't deliver on as well, innit?
Yeah, so he was saying that Mase owes him $3 million.
Wow.
Yeah, he said Mase owes him $3 million. He paid him for one he didn't deliver on. But he was like, I'm not going to go back and forth with him about the money. But really and truly, you're out here talking about I owe you money. He said anyone who thinks he owes them money needs to come with the receipts and the money will be paid in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And he basically, go on.
I was just saying that's it.
Yeah, and he basically just said that he doesn't see how much he can owe somebody for one album. And also, people out here listening to a man who's out here being a fake pastor and conning people. It makes no sense. And he said that he's gonna do something where, I think he said something about like he wants to do something where. Sorry?
He said he's gonna do a documentary or something like that.
Yeah, where everyone who claims that he owes them money, it's like let's get it out in the open because you can't be ruining my name and my reputation like this.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. And also, you guys now speaking about Carisha Please, so Young Miami's podcast on Revolt. She won, and you guys know I love to support the girls. She won podcast of the year.
Wasn't it her and Noriega that one?
Yeah. So they're both on the Revolt. But for me, when I looked at the lineup for it,
How did she win? She only had like 4 episodes or something.
yeah, she's got like 5-6 episodes. How she won is beyond me. And I can't lie. So basically, when she announced that she won and she was celebrating online, people were basically cooking her for it. They said, girl, now you know this is fake. And I think because she leans into that whole pappy thing and blah, 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 it's like, it was bought for you. And I'd be lying if I sat here and say that did not cross my mind. It did. It did cross my mind.
Was it a joint? Because I didn't see her on stage. I saw Noriega go up to accept his award.
Yeah, it was a joint. But then basically, Charlamagne was then at him, but they're both on Revolt.
Okay.
But he was like, anyway, like Noriega's one, that is one, that is, it makes sense.
Yeah, worried.
But he said, Carisha's one, it's not adding up. Sis just came out. And when I look at the other people, I can't find the nominations now, but when I look at the other people that were on there, it was proper big, serious podcast. I've been doing this for time. So how Sis won in, I know that obviously the City Girls and stuff, they rock hard, but I don't know. I can't find the nominations. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, for her to win is crazy. She literally just started.
But yeah, so there's that politics going on anyway. But he did say that he did not pay for it. He didn't pay for it. And, you know, she's worked hard and she deserves blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Sorry, was it a public vote?
I'm not sure. With BT's in public though, is it?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so.
Sometimes they have specific awards that are public vote.
Yeah. I don't believe it's a panel type situation.
Is it a best new coming podcast award?
No, it's podcast of the year. She hasn't been running for a year. And that's why everyone's like, ma'am.
So he only has 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And he's saying that it wasn't paid for.
Yeah.
You know what happened on nominees?
No, let me see.
Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, someone
It puts everything that he basically says in an interview into question, no?
It does. It definitely does. It definitely does. A part of me still believes that he owes people money. I don't know why. I just find that hard to,
5 episodes.
And I'm a city girl. I'm here for it. But come on, man. Like, I think I've nearly found it. Oh, no, I haven't. Sorry, guys.
If he does owe Mase money, it's probably from writing and shit. Writing, publishing.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because Mase wrote a lot on other albums.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, hip hop, no. Blah blah. Duo, nope. Director of the year. Album, producer of the year, breakthrough. Hip hop platform. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So the award is actually best hip hop platform. Okay, it's even more offensive now. It's Big Boy's Neighborhood, Breakfast Club, Carisha Please. Carisha's had Megan Thee Stallion, Saweetie, JT, Diddy. So I'm not sure how she's the best hip hop platform, but okay. Complex, Drink Champs, Hip Hop DX, $1 Million Worth of Game, NPR, Tiny Desk basically, Versus. Best hip hop platform.
She beat Tiny Desk.
She beat Versus.
How the fuck did she beat Versus, first and foremost?
even $1 million worth of game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Serious.
Yeah.
And for best hip hop platform. And what's annoying about things like this now? People are going to be like, oh, you don't support women and blah, blah, blah. And on the women's side, I think it's great, but something in the milk ain't clean, man. Something ain't right. But yeah, so that's what Diddy's going through at the moment. And then a bit of UK news. Tommy Fury and Molly Mae have confirmed that they're having a girl. They put out a video yesterday, and it was like them like a gender reveal. And I really like gender reveals like this. Not that whole spectacle people do sometimes. Each their own, of course. But yeah, so they basically popped the balloon and it was all pink confetti. So that's very, very exciting for them. Congratulations to them. And the last bit, I guess, is good news for the hip hop heads.
Hold on, sorry. You know gender reveals, who creates the actual balloon or whatever, and who tells the person what the gender is?
So basically, you get your you go to like the doctor or whatever, and they give you like an envelope.
Okay.
So you guys just don't open it, and then you give it to someone that you trust, and then that person sorts it out for you. So one person will know what the gender is, and then they pass it on to like the company or whatever that's gonna do what they're gonna do, and then that's how they pop the balloon. But I've seen some people really like doing really, really cool stuff. I've seen people do like fireworks versions, and it's proper sick. I love it.
I think gender reveals are foolishness.
I think it's another way of making money.
Exactly.
But I think as well, it's another thing for women to like just get to dress up for. Love a
Is there another way of making money?
Yeah, because it's basically, because you know what people do? Some people do gender reveals and then baby showers.
Oh, you mean as in the parents are trying to make money?
No, as in like,
Company.
it's a society thing. It's now become a form of capitalism in its way.
Is it that big though? Are companies making lots of money off gender reveal, I don't know, products or merch or whatever?
I think so, you know. The companies that do these things, hella money. Because it's a thing that's like in fashion now. If you're a company that does these things, you're definitely making money, and you can come up with creative ways for it and stuff. It's proper sick. Like some people have sometimes they have the little airplane things that just releases whatever smoke, and everyone's standing outside to see. Like they are very creative with it. But some people do the gender reveal at the baby shower, but some people have a separate thing as well. Just any excuse for it to dress up, really, isn't it? But in the hip hop world as well, Freddie Gibbs and Jeezy have squashed their beef. Were you guys aware of this beef?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So basically, he was on a podcast, Bootleg Kev podcast. This is Freddie, and he was basically talking about, you know, the moment when he and Jeezy squashed it, and he said that they basically bumped into each other at the airport, and Jeezy was with what's her name from The Real, Jenny Mae. Yeah, Jenny Mae, I think her name is. Yeah, interesting woman. Yeah, so they were together, and he was with his girl as well, and then they saw each other, and they basically just were like, "You're right," blah blah, hugged, whatever, exchanged phone numbers, and he was saying how it was a really good thing. He was saying with him, he's glad it happened that way, and when you think back on it, it was really fun. Like the beef was for nothing basically, and at that time he was immature, so he's glad that they're able to come to a place now where, you know, they're cool now. And Jeezy is someone who he always respected, and he learned a lot about, you know, the game and how to conduct himself as a rapper and all that kind of stuff from him. So he's glad, it's a good thing that they're back together. So that's a positive, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like I've heard a few times where people have squashed their beef in airports.
yeah, because they bumped into each other.
Yeah, just random.
I think Nas and Cam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you fight over here, in America, they're shooting you down. They'll straight call you a terrorist. This is the place to squash it.
Boy.
If nowhere else.
Is Jules Sant, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but is Jules Santana like in prison still?
No,
No, it's
Oh,
out.
is that?
been out for
Like
ages.
in
Oh, is
Bellas.
it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
out.
Yeah, for time.
Oh, that's
They
good.
covered
They
on
gave him
Love and Hip Hop
life.
and everything.
He moved like they gave him life.
Yeah, it's been out for time. Back on Love and Hip Hop and everything.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so what, there's a new season and all that.
There's been new seasons. I remember when he came out, he was on Love and Hip Hop.
How long ago was this then?
He's been out.
Years.
He's been out for years.
He's been out for years.
You sure?
He's been out for
Yeah,
years, and then he
100%.
went back in when he got caught with the. Was it him that had like a gun in his
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
bag
about.
and whatever?
Yeah, no, that's the reason why he went in.
But that's the reason why he went.
first.
Okay, yeah. He's been out for years.
I think he's been out since like maybe like 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
What? So that happened
Yeah,
back then?
Yeah. Even
Oh,
Mendices is
wow.
out,
Yeah, I saw
and he had
that.
the longest. He had the longest time of everybody.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
out.
Yeah, the
Who?
long one still.
Mendices,
Yeah.
yeah. All the men are out.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah, love it. But yeah, all right. Let's get into the People's Journal.
To the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. Before I start with the economics, some breaking news, some sad breaking news.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, babes.
That's why we're supposed to start early today, because I got appointments to make.
Alrighty.
All right.
Sorry, people. Gotta love you and leave you. Duty calls.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man. Take care.
In a
Bye.
bit.
Yeah, breaking news, and it's very sad breaking news as well. And in fact, trigger warning: the death toll is even increasing. So as you were having doing the word and road, the death toll went up by like 3 or 4. So basically, in Thailand, at least 31 people have been killed after a former police officer opened fire at a preschool child daycare center.
God damn.
Excuse me, what?
Yes, in a nursery.
What? Say that again, sorry.
So at least at the moment, 31 people have been killed after a former police officer opened fire at a preschool child daycare center in Thailand. Yeah.
Wow.
The gunman is still at large after the attack. Police say, children and adults are among the casualties. The attacker shot and stabbed children and adults.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and is now on the run, police say. The motive for the attack obviously is unclear at the moment. Reports in Thailand are pretty much saying that the officer had recently been dismissed. So maybe a disgruntled officer doing some nonsense.
That's madness.
Yeah, police said that he was last seen driving a white Ford or Toyota pickup truck with Bangkok registration plates. And yeah, a senior police officer in that province said 23 children were among the casualties.
Oh no.
How many kids?
23.
23 children. As it stands. 'Cause like I said, the number's going up.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Horrible.
That's so horrible. Poor babies.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully they catch that animal, man, and deal with him.
And I don't want him to die.
Yeah.
I want him to get caught alive.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when people do stuff like this and then they kill themselves. I hate it. Or like, do you get me? Or like they get shut down. No,
Yeah.
I need you to live every day and be tortured.
I think considering what he's done, he's definitely in a place where I can see him
Killing himself.
taking his life. Yeah.
See, this I don't know why this came to my mind again, but this is what I like Nigeria about, because if they catch this guy, they'll deal with him.
But that's I can't lie. I'm rooting for the where they from? If they're from Thailand, I'm rooting for the residents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in my mind, it's not going to be like a human rights and get him to jail and rush him.
What do you think will happen in this country? If, for example, something like this happened and people found him on the street somewhere?
I think people will attack him, but I think
it depends where he was found.
Yeah.
Like what area?
But I think, do you know what's mad? I think with this country though, if police arrive and people are attacking him, the people that were attacking him will get arrested.
Yeah.
They will get arrested. Because this country love human rights and like you're doing things by the book and blah, blah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a thing of jungle justice where, because if I was police and I see people, I would stand back a little bit.
Hold on, you mean as in people find him while he's on the run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's touching him.
I think so.
If you come across a gunman who just killed 23 people, Do
you think so? I think they would, I think people were trying to apprehend him.
He's armed.
He's armed.
Yeah. I've seen that here.
You think normal citizens are going to approach an armed gunman?
Okay, let's just say...
Because I'm not.
I think
I'm not approaching an armed gunman who just killed. I'm next.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? I'm next.
No, I can see people doing that. I really can. I'm sure I've seen stuff online where someone's like had a knife and they're literally doing whatever they're doing and people are really trying to...
Yeah, knife.
I get it, but I still believe people will try and do something.
I'm not going to lie. I hope not, because that's stupid and you're going to get killed. Let's not act like we're Bravehearts. If there's a man who's on the run for a massacre, leave it to the police. Don't run in there like you're Superman. You'll get killed. Come on, let's knock it off. You will get killed.
Some would say this is even... It may not be the best argument, but a good argument for why firearms should be legalized. Because then average citizens can take care of this.
Yeah.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's not an excuse for firearms to be legalized. I think people want any excuse. No,
what if, for example, somebody in the nursery heard the gunshots, for example, and was armed and could bring that casualty down to like 3 people instead of 31 people?
What they probably could do, a probably safer way, what they could do is that maybe there should be in each like area or whatever, there's police around like schools and stuff like that. I don't think people having access to firearms means that in situations like this that happen once, they don't happen every day. They happen once in a while. This is what we're going to be armed for. People are going to be using it in a very, very reckless way. If you think of how people have rage in society on a normal day, imagine if everyone was carrying guns. People's hella heads rolling on the high street. Yeah. I don't think this is the...
Yeah, I don't think that's the reason for people to carry guns, but
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, leave it to the 40s.
Yeah, sad.
That's so sad, man.
But yeah. Anyway, so to bring it back to the UK, first thing doesn't really sound like economic news, but it's to do with Primark, and so I thought I might as well mention it. And they're looking to reintroduce women-only fitting rooms after concerns were raised about combined changing spaces.
Has that always been the case?
Nah,
No,
it's the people's fitting rooms now. Because I remember I saw a girl on TikTok, and she was talking about how she basically just had a really bad experience. She was in change rooms, and she felt like they were kind of like looking at her, and she was talking about how very uncomfortable it was. And she said, now basically, she's gonna buy her clothes and take it home. And a lot of people have been doing that. They just buy their clothes, take it home, and return it.
Are you saying is it just Primark we're talking about, or just most retail stores are you referring to?
I don't usually do fitting rooms, but from what I've seen, with the TikToks I've seen, there's been against Primark.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not too sure if the lady you're talking about is even the same lady here. Depends how long ago that was. But a lady in Cambridge pretty much said 2 men walked in there in the changing room. Obviously, because it was shared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She just felt like super uncomfortable and was like, no, she made complaints. And Primark said, you know what, we're gonna change things, man.
Good.
Yeah, so basically they said combined fitting rooms will still be in place in their stores, but it will be alongside the female-only changing rooms.
What's the point? Just separate it.
Or just have doors as opposed to curtains.
Yeah.
Have doors that you can
There's
lock,
that.
and there isn't like a gap at the top, and the gap where you can peep
There's
through.
even gaps on the side.
Yeah.
I spent so long trying to level it out, so no one's catching a glimpse of things you've been seeing. And also, okay, if they're gonna do, I can't with this world, and I'm tired.
Oh, go on. What are you gonna say?
Because if you're gonna say you're gonna do it, you're gonna have fitting rooms for everybody, then have female only ones. Just separate it.
No, but I think because people who don't mind, you may not queue, for example. So let's just say there's less men who use the fitting rooms.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They may just go there, I guess, innit?
I guess.
Yeah.
Just buy your clothes and take it home, Joe. Do what I do.
Yeah, but then what if it doesn't fit you?
That's why I buy multiple sizes sometimes. Or
Girls love this multiple size. I think it's long.
it's long, but we have to do it because of the way that the materials are. Like you can be different sizes in different shops. It's a lot of technicalities to it.
I get it if you're doing it online, but if you're doing it in the shop, you can just try on as opposed to buying 2 dresses or 3 dresses, going home, trying them all on, realizing they don't fit, having to go back to the shop again. You might as well just do it all there while you're there.
Yeah, first I don't like fitting rooms, to be fair, because I don't like the mirrors in there. But I don't know, something about the mirrors trigger my body dysmorphia.
You think so?
Yeah, something getting right. Something getting right
But,
with the mirrors.
but the lighting is lit though sometimes.
The lighting is good.
Zara, the lighting is...
Yeah, lighting is good, but Zara's lighting is good, but I hate Zara. Last time I was in Zara fitting, I had a breakdown.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mad.
What happened?
It just triggered my body dysmorphia so much. And the thing with Zara sizing as well, Zara sizing is so bad that I was like trying this on. I'm thinking this is my size, and then it wasn't fitting properly. It was really a lot. Like I was meant to go to an event that I said, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm not really a fitting room person. Also, sometimes because I don't like shopping, I'm quick in and out. Do you get what I mean? So I'd rather just be in and out twice than be in for the next hour. Yeah, I'm not really a shopping babe.
I hear that.
The next thing is to do with petrol prices. I'm sure you guys notice it's going down or whatnot.
Has it?
Yeah, I'm buying like 157 the other day. I said, oh,
Gone down
fancy.
from what?
From the 199 we
Yeah,
had.
but that was like 2-3 months ago. It's been like 178, 179 for time.
Oh, it's because we diesel. That's why.
Yeah, I'm talking about diesel. Sorry.
Yeah, petrol's.
Oh, petrol. Sorry.
Yeah, petrol's done a thingy.
But so this is not going.
No, diesel's been like
yeah.
I mean, they keep trying to tell you how to stop with that car, that that form of fuel. You ain't listening.
Well, I'm not sure if you're gonna keep saying that now with the news I'm about to tell you. So basically,
It's the Russians, in it?
and Saudi Arabians. So some of the world's top oil producing countries have basically come together and they've agreed to cut the amount that they're actually exporting, right? And they're doing this because they're saying they're trying to stabilize prices. I'm not too sure about the whole reasoning behind it, the rationale, but yeah, that's the reason for it. And because they've done this, they've come together to decide this. People are speculating that pretty much prices are gonna rise. Before even this discussion happened, they had already started to reduce the amount of oil per barrel that they're producing as well. So that made the prices, rise already by about almost 2%. So on top of this discussion, yeah. Long story short, you may be getting petrol rising again.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah.
What's mad though is that this is the way this world is a scam. I keep trying to tell you, or Jesus has come back. Because you know what it is, yeah? See how high petrol was? I'm looking at it and I'm happy to see these prices.
Yeah.
But in actual life,
it's
this
high.
is still stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So now it's going to go back up. I'm over it, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
I wish I could bicycle everywhere. Can't.
Yeah, it's sad. And the next thing is, you know, I've been talking about strikes and things of that nature, but and this hasn't happened in 106 years. But the Royal College of Nursing is basically balloting all of its UK members to strike for the first time. They're saying obviously the nurses are not getting enough. Remember, I think months back we spoke about them getting a rise. I think they actually got on average about 4.75%, between 4.75 and 5%.
Yeah.
A lot lower than inflation, about half of that, right? But the actual union is basically saying, guys, this doesn't make no sense. Inflation is rising. Currently, it's around, well, the RPI is around 12%. And so they're basically saying, guys, we're going to put this to a ballot and we're going to try and get 5% above RPI. So they're actually going for 17% increase in pay.
Okay.
Nobody's ever got anywhere near to that, like, obviously in the last year.
Maybe they're doing what the Americans do. And the Americans will sue you for like 150 million.
Yeah.
And then they end up getting like 1
collect
million.
Why 17? That's a very specific number. It might have round up to 20.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Who knows?
20 sounds scary for some reason.
17. You know what I mean?
20 is like a
Or
fifth
even
of
drop it down
100.
to 15. You know what I mean?
I think I guess they're just hoping through negotiations we can at least get 12%. You know what I mean, in line with inflation. But yeah, man, they're asking for a lot, man, and they seem very serious because, like I said, this has never happened before in 106 years. So yeah.
What's their main reasons that they feel like they're overworked and underpaid, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm just basically saying when you take into account inflation and also take into account the average pay as well, all of those things just mean this doesn't work out for us.
Yeah. Do nurses do a lot of additional hours where they're not paid?
When they're not paid?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Or is it all in shift?
I think it's all in the shifts.
So just in that shift, has this been worked ragged?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
And they have stupid shifts like 12 hours,
Yeah.
16 hours.
Yeah. I think the average is like 12 hours, isn't it?
Yeah. I think 12 hours is like the
norm.
The norm, standard.
Yeah, but some doctors have been doing over a day. Yeah. They just staying in the hospital.
Listen, this is the life I chose.
This is why they marry each other.
Maybe.
No, it is.
They understand each other.
Because and they spend so much time with each other as well. Yeah.
Well, that's if your spouse is in the same hospital. Innit?
No, I mean like a lot of times doctors will like meet other doctors. That's as in this is how they get together sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they end up in like long-term relationships because that's who you spend majority of your days with. So if I don't know if I could be with a doctor though.
Why?
You're out of the house for like 24 hours and fraternizing with a nurse. She's out here catching feelings.
It's
and
only in
shit.
America, but when they get the pager.
Oh,
sorry, gotta go.
That was sick though.
It's funny you say that though, because like one of my friends, she's a doctor. She's married to a doctor as well.
Yeah, my cousin's a doctor. He's married to a doctor. A lot of doctors marry each other. They're equally yoked.
Yeah.
But me though, you'll stay safe.
My young sister's a doctor. I'll let you know if she married a doctor.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Sick. I love it.
Yes.
For them.
Well, they understand each other's shifts and stuff, innit?
Yeah, because I will complain why you're not in the house.
Yeah.
Why you haven't seen the last 24 hours, blah, blah, like, but then a doctor gets it.
Yeah, that's why like entertainers date each other, because they understand each other's lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Yeah. But do you feel like you complain though, knowing this is his job?
No, I'm a very understanding partner. I'm different. But the average woman might. Dare I say I will complain and cook my ass. I told
Esther,
you.
would you date a fellow podcaster?
I would.
Yeah.
But it depends what kind of podcast he's doing. I'm not really here for men talking too much.
Did you see that clip the other day? Those two light-skinned guys.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
They were saying they don't care about
generational wealth.
Generational wealth, innit? And he don't care about his kids. I don't know them niggas.
Did you hear what he said at the end?
What did he say?
I can't even repeat it on this platform. I will tell you that after.
Is it? What did he say?
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
He said they might be gay.
But he said
You said it in a nice way, but
yeah, he said it in a derogatory term.
What is it?
Yeah, the B.
He goes, what? He said something. He goes, if I got 100 million, I'll give away 90.
Yeah, it's like,
because we've got a certain amount of money that we're happy with. What are you talking about?
insane.
when I hear stuff like that, it scares me though, because somewhere, there's some woman who's allowing this guy to put his seed in her, and she's gonna give birth to children.
Listen, those are the type of hot takes Brent's looking for TDA.
What, the generational wealth?
The type of hot take Brent
Brent
wants.
wouldn't be able to deal with that. Brent can't deal with foolishness for very long. He has not got the patience for it. It's mad.
As
Like,
in, if one of y'all thought like that,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be dope if one of y'all thought like
That's what I'm
that.
saying.
well, it's a shame. It's too late.
Brent wants those type of clips. You know?
The cast is closed. This is it. And thank God none of us think like
Brent's
this. I have a
waiting
headache every day.
Brent's waiting for us to say something crazy.
I couldn't deal with that. If I come here and one of you guys think like, oh my gosh, heck, I'm
All right,
silent.
all right, is it that crazy what he said? That he doesn't care about generational wealth?
It's the things that
It's
followed
not
it.
that
If
crazy. I
somebody-
think is his delivery.
100%. If somebody doesn't even want children, it tends to reason that they don't really care about generational wealth either.
But he wants children because he's talking about I don't care about my kids and their kids.
Kids.
Yeah,
kids.
know what I mean?
I hear that. So
But they made
the situation is
pussy-os. I
completely
said,
different.
Yeah,
wow.
he said he cares about his kids, and he's not thinking about his kids. I mean,
Yeah,
And
I don't-
then the reasons he gave was that, like, how do I even know that my children are gonna look after this money? How they're gonna spend it?
No, that's all
All
valid.
these things are valid.
Yeah, no, I don't have an issue with what he said. What he said, if you don't want it, that's fine. I think for me, it's the delivery. For me, is that they might be gay, they might be pussy, there might be all these, bruv.
Yeah.
For me, that just speaks of immaturity. If you present your
Yeah.
argument to me in a mature and sensible way, I will listen to it. I get it. I don't think you should live your life with the pressures of generations to come providing for them. If each their own. Each to their calling and their own.
Yeah.
But if you come to me and you're talking to me in that kind of manner, I don't care for what you got to say. I automatically tune out when people present foolishness to me.
Because there are bare people running around, the way they live their lives, you can see that they don't care about generational wealth.
Yeah, and that's
The way
fine.
they don't look to seek after education.
yeah.
You can tell it. So he's just said it. You
Yeah, but
understand?
he said it like
Everybody's
a fool.
living it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
And-
it's
and
just
to-
the way he said it. It's just the way he
Yeah.
said it.
yeah.
And to be fair, like even the most articulate, rich, educated people like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, all of them essentially are kind of thinking the same way because they're giving away like 99% of their
Yeah,
fortune.
Bill Gates is annoying me, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I was his kids, I'd be livid.
I mean, they're getting something.
Yeah, I know, but he's
Something.
Yeah.
They're getting
What?
more than enough, no?
I mean, to you, they're getting more than enough.
what's
You know what I'm saying?
So
Who
them
is
they
it?
could have it all.
I saw
You know
he
what
said,
I'm
I
saying?
saw he says he's gonna give what? Is it 10 million per child or something like that? And then the rest are gonna give to like a dog charity or something,
No, I
Yes.
don't think just a
or
doctor.
animal charity.
I'll be honest, shit like that I hate.
I swear I saw I read something like that, man. Not the whole his fortune,
Yeah.
but he's gonna give a considerable amount
To charities.
to charities.
Yeah, 100%. I think 99% to charities.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
99% of his
yeah,
fortune.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
99%.
hundreds of billions.
Yeah, and I'm your child. I'm thinking, pops,
Yeah.
what I want?
I think they're saying their rationale is like, you being my child, you already have certain experiences and privileges, and you should be able to go out there and do something for yourself. And it makes sense, I guess, through his mind.
His
To
lens.
me, I wouldn't do that.
No, I
I'm
wouldn't do
saying?
that. I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
do
do that.
that. 99% of mine.
It's why there's kids killing their parents all over the world.
Don't get me wrong. If I was as rich as Bill Gates, I'd be giving a lot of money to good causes.
Yes.
But I'll make sure that my kids are, set. And obviously, I want to make sure that they've got it up here too. I want to give my money to some stupid kids.
Yeah.
I'll make them work for it.
But then again, I guess if you maybe delve into it a bit more, it might make more sense. Because like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking to myself, what if I was to set up charities throughout all of West Africa or Africa as a whole, and I was to then pass and then give, I had hundreds of billions, and I was to just do certain things for all those charities. That could potentially do a lot more than my children. With that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
So-
what he's doing is noble. I think I'm just speaking from if I was one of his kids and how would I feel about his kids. Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, even if you get 1%, it's like a billion. That's a lot.
I'm good with that.
Put it that way. I'm good.
You think that children should resent their parents for not leaving the wealth that they accumulated to them? Maya?
Should resent? I don't feel people should do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in forcing people to do anything. So I don't really believe in the whole resenting thing. I can understand why you may feel a particular way, but I don't think you're entitled to feel resentment.
I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be a little bit upset.
Yeah, I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? But To then say, yeah, you should. Nah, I don't see life that way.
Yeah, I don't think you should do anything, but
Yeah.
I hope you do.
No, you do, because just imagine you go to the will reading. I don't know how that works, innit? And they're reading off the will now. You're sitting there thinking, not like you're happy your dad's there, but you're like, yeah, shit about to be lit now. My day has come. My day of reckoning has come. And then it's like
The gag is,
I'm leaving you. It's like, big man, where's my big payday? I've been waiting for you to die.
I've been waiting on you at adult.
But I guess the beautiful thing is that whilst that parent is alive, they're living a life of their luxury and you know what I'm saying? And they would have set themselves up already, like properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
Somebody in the comments said, look at 50 and his son.
Yeah, 50 is
If I
different.
had a
though.
son like 50, yeah.
Yeah, but that's a different situation though.
If I had a dad like 50,
Because they've got a, what's the word? Is it estranged?
Yeah.
Is that the word?
relationship, yeah.
so I'm saying if I had a dad like 50, boy, I wouldn't expect anything from him. I can't even expect his attention.
But
He hates the guy.
But his youngest son, it's not like that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
different
no,
because he likes that one's mum.
Yeah.
The one whose mum he doesn't like, he hates that boy and he takes it on the son. And I know they've had the issues, blah, blah, yes, but he doesn't act like a father to that child. So I don't think that child is even, it just, the resentment of that, I don't think is beyond money.
Yeah,
He's just resenting the father himself.
I really hope 50 doesn't live to regret this.
Yeah, same.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he does.
Oh,
Why?
is it?
I hope he does. I think sometimes that you can't, when you say you didn't, do you mean that you hope he makes a change while he's alive?
Yes.
Or?
I hope he
Yes.
makes amends with his son before
Oh,
anything
okay, okay,
happens.
okay.
So either his
Oh,
son
okay, okay.
passes or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. In my mind, I thought you meant like if he passes away and yeah, I don't know what I was thinking anyway. But yeah, yeah, I hope he does have a change of mind or he goes through something that makes him realize. I like people to go through stuff sometimes, so I hope he goes through something that humbles him, and he can make amends with that child.
But this
Sometimes
is-
people
this
need the humbling.
This is the son that was in the Wankster video, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mad.
Yeah, man. And I guess the last thing, very short, is refugees. We spoke about them a bit earlier with regards to Suella Braverman's new plan. But basically, it's looking like refugees are being asked in some cases to find their own accommodation. Sounds very wild, yes. But basically what it is, I'll read this off for you. Bella Sankey, who's the CEO of a charity called Detention Action, she said, I've heard horrific evidence of children, women and men being unlawfully detained for over a week in makeshift tents and squalor. We have received credible reports from that the Home Office is now releasing traumatized and vulnerable people without checks that could lead to them ending up in the hands of traffickers. So she's saying this because obviously, like I just said, they're saying that in some cases we can't actually find accommodation or it's taking longer like to actually, house them and whatnot. So they're actually telling these refugees, go and find your own accommodation. Obviously, when you go out there, world you don't even know,
Exactly.
you're going to be stranded.
how do
you
you
know
start?
what I'm saying? And yeah, they're just going to be picked up by traffickers, unfortunately. And like I said, they've already found reports of this happening. So yeah, that's the end of the People's Journal.
All right, couple things. Apparently, people have said in 50's book, he says that his son basically aligns himself with his ops. And it's not just the baby's mother that he's got beef with.
Okay.
And Emmanuel, there's a question here for you.
Also, sorry, that happened after they became what they are. It wasn't like
That's
his
the
son went
reason
out
why.
of his way to befriend his ops straight out the gate. After their relationship crumbled and 50 was doing 50, that's when his son took a picture. And his son just took a picture with someone. He took a picture with, I think, Jimmy Henchman's son or something like that. It's not like his son went out his way to do it because, it happened after they became estranged.
All right, so book readers, apparently you guys got your information wrong. Apparently, he first dirtied his son, and his son was like, all right,
I'll
you don't like
retaliate.
me, I'm posting up with your up.
Yep.
Yeah.
No bitch ass.
Iman, has a gun in America ever prevented a school shooting? No. Let's stop that nonsense argument, please.
What argument? Is it my argument?
Yeah.
Are they saying it's my argument?
No, you were saying like earlier.
Yeah, no, but I said,
if
what would you say to
if
those
we had
people who
guns,
say that?
if we had guns and that happened in that particular nursery, there might have been somebody in the nursery with a gun to stop it, and then maybe 3 would have died as opposed to what actually happened.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you heard me say the first part, though, right? what would you say to people who say that? That's very key, you know.
Well, what do we know about people when they listen to us?
Do you think that
They don't listen to us.
all schools should have security? Considering, these type of cases, like someone on site who is armed at all times in case this shit happens.
In every country, or those like high risk countries?
Maybe start off by saying high risk.
I think so. Yeah. Especially if, because you know how they got certain alert levels and what.
Yeah.
Especially in those type of states and.
Because
Yeah,
how is a man able to just walk into a school
Bro.
unchallenged and open fire on children?
It's ridiculous.
He probably dressed as a
stabbing
thing.
as well.
You know what I
you
mean? The same way, fam, you have you have security at Tesco's who ain't doing shit, standing there, looking at you, following you around the store. Go and train to use a gun, and you go stand outside the school, and you wait there every single day in case something happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're worrying about someone stealing bread. Anyway, it's not a funny thing, but I reckon, stop laughing, man. I'm just saying, your argument about, not your argument, but the notion that if people carried guns, it would prevent XYZ. I reckon if schools had security, that would be a better method of
100%.
prevention.
100%.
Yeah.
I was just basically saying there's some people out there who have that as an argument.
Yeah.
You know
And what
I'm
would
saying?
you say to that particular
Pretty
argument?
much what everyone here just said, man. It doesn't make sense. Like, you can't just enforce that for this particular reason. That doesn't make any sense. We're intelligent people here, though, innit? But I'm just saying what some people have said. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Cool.
I thought it was clear, to be honest with you. I'm speaking English, but Anyway, that's the end of the People's Journal.
All right, well, let's get into woke or joke.
All right.
So I started having domestics.
Huh?
We're having domestics.
Yes, today's woke or joke. I feel like you kind of touched it already, in Word on Road.
Okay.
Because you spoke about Kanye West, spoke about Diddy, and all that type of stuff. The only thing I guess I'm going to add to that is, did you guys know that Lauryn Hill's daughter wore one of the T-shirts?
Lauryn Hill's daughter.
Yeah. let me give you a bit more, right? So basically, someone took a picture of her wearing the T-shirt at the show. I'm not sure if she was actually part of the runway thing or just on the sideline talking to Kanye West, but they had the picture together talking. And so she took a picture with him. And so I guess the first thing is, I'll come back to that after. The first thing is, do you feel like this whole White Lives Matter thing by Kanye West was a plan? Do you feel like he knew this would happen? And this was a kind of a genius way to get us all discussing the real problems or more problems in our community?
He knew this was going to happen. He knew that he did this on purpose to get people talking.
Okay.
It was not a genius move at all. This is the most foolish thing he's actually ever done. This is the most foolish thing that's attributed to his name. He just wants attention. I don't even believe he did this so that a conversation about Black lives could happen. See how we said George Bush don't care about Black people?
Yeah.
Kanye don't care about Black people. I'm going to call a spade a spade. So I don't believe he did this for like a bigger reason or like a deeper thing. No, he just wanted attention. He's a little toddler who wasn't allowed to get a sweet from Tesco, and this is one of his ways of being childish about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I was to say to you, let's just say in a month's time, more Black people come together, we're having proper conversations about the things that, for example, Candice Owen was talking about in terms of the literacy rates for Black people, Black children in America, how much Black people kill each other in the hoods and things of that nature, and all these other things that Black people can change amongst themselves, right?
Yeah.
If we start having those conversations and people actually actively do something about it, and he says, this is what I'm talking about, guys, this is what I wanted to happen. You look basically saying he's lying.
I'm not giving Kanye the benefit of the doubt to say that this was some elaborate ruse.
Understand.
Okay.
I think he done it for whatever he done it for. I don't know, but I don't think he done it so he can spark conversation.
Okay.
Because the conversation is already happening.
Yeah. Because you know what is because you know what is sometimes I don't think that Black people are looking at what Kanye's saying White Lives Matter, and this is what's going to be that's going to spark a change in Black people. At this point, Black people are over Kanye's stupidness. Like people are actually over it.
Yeah.
So even if he did want to do something clever to get people talking and to get people more alert, this was never the way to go about. And I hate when people do outlandish, stupid things to try and get good results. No, because a lot of people just see the foolishness you've done. They spend more time cussing what it is that you've done and checking out from the entire situation than actually using it to do something good. I think where he could have had influence was if he did something that actually pushed Black Lives Matter. I think then I can see people being like, oh, do you know what? Let's be influenced by this. But a lot of the things I'm seeing, the feedback from this foolishness he did, people just think he's a fool. And that's it.
But what would you say, again, I'm saying, what would you say to those, because
you've got to make it clear.
That first part, right? That, for example, there's many people who didn't know about those particular issues that Black people face, right? Before Candace Owens said it, right? And those people who would have reacted positively to Kanye West saying Black Lives Matter are the same people who reacted positively to Black Lives Matter before he said it. So what change would that have done? But him doing this gets people listening, even though these are not necessarily people that you care about, like Candace Owens, for example, people that trigger you, anger you. Maybe them mentioning certain things about the children, this, that, and the third, could spark that, you know what I'm saying, that idea. What would you say to those people? Especially, if Kanye West comes out and says, guys, this is the point of it. It's the point of it.
He can't take credit for
anything. Doesn't that work?
If he comes back and says to me, if anything good happens from this and he saes, this is the point, this is why I did that, I'm not going to believe any nonsense. It's easy to say that when you see that everyone's been cussing you for days on end. You're burning bridges up, left, right, and everywhere. Yeah. And then you're going to come back and say, well, this is why I did it for. No.
But the burden of a genius is ridicule. So
everyone stop calling this man a genius.
No, I'm just saying.
This is part of the problem. This is part of the thing that fuels his foolishness. Because no, I'm dead serious. Like this is part of the thing that fuels his foolishness. Because people keep saying, "Oh, he's a genius. He's a genius." Any stupid or good idea, or bad idea, whatever he does, like, "Oh, he's a genius." There must be a reason to. He's not a genius.
Why you don't think he's a genius? Or do you think he's just a musical genius? Just that alone?
I think he's musically talented.
Okay. Oh, so you don't rate him that highly in his field?
I think he's musically talented. I think he's done what he needs to do in the industry, and he's left a mark, which is great. But he's more of a madman than a genius to me.
I believe he's a creative genius in the arts. So art, music, fashion. That's it.
Okay.
I don't feel like his genius expands out of those realms.
Outside of that.
Okay. Well, I guess you guys are basically saying joking it.
He's a walking joke.
Yeah,
he's the biggest joke we've ever had on this segment.
His track record doesn't even say that this is his actual
that's true.
motivation.
Yeah, because what came from slavery was a choice.
What came from wearing a MAGA hat? Nothing.
But maybe it highlighted the amount of Black people who actually supported Trump. To actually realize, guys, we're not just a monolithic group. There are actually people on the other side that have valid things to say. Because I remember seeing, I'm not sure if it was a documentary or something, and basically they went around speaking to some Black girls in one particular college, and they were supporting Trump. And if you listen to their reasoning, their rationale, they're not idiots. They had good reasons. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they prioritized wrongly, right? But the point of what I'm trying to say is, it maybe it highlighted the fact that some of us actually think this way, and maybe it's important to not ignore those Black people who think this way, but to actually engage conversation. Is that worth it?
I don't know many conversations that were engaged with Black people that supported Trump.
Respectfully, you maybe wasn't listening because there were a lot of conversations with certain people.
That's Black people having conversations with Black Trump supporters.
Yeah.
The thing is,
loads. Yeah.
I would engage.
Where was this?
I would engage
online and stuff. Yeah.
But no, you would engage. But I'm saying, did this actually happen?
No, yeah, it happened. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In that, I'll try and find and send it to you. But yeah, and these are not just silly people. You know what I'm saying? They're educated people, or were at least going through the formal education route.
And what was the conclusion of those conversations?
Just that we shouldn't allow politics to divide us. Pretty much, we have certain reasons why we believe Trump would be a better president than Clinton. And so this is why we're supporting him, this, that, and the third. You know,
do you think that then impacted the way Black people then saw Trump? Because from what I can still tell people, Black people still hate Trump. So if these conversations happened, then there was like a case of, you know what, I get why you're just supporting his, I don't know, his economic idea or whatever it is. Then I would have thought that black people would then be more understanding.
Not necessarily, because you may not agree with the economic idea, the economic policy. You may not agree that that's even a good policy. But I think just the idea that because I'm seeing you as a black person and hearing that you support Trump, I don't just rubbish you.
But the thing is, if this conversation's happened, black people still cuss Kanye for his MAGA situation there.
Yeah, they do. That's what I'm saying. So, but there's still other people who don't. And Kanye aside, it allowed to kind of bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the time, like I'm saying, like even now in the UK, you hear someone is black and supports the Tories, you say he's a sellout.
I don't.
Not you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like people would say,
I feel like that's different though.
Why is it different?
It's very different to Trump. It's very different to the MAGA situation. Yes. Because the way Americans really felt about Trump and stuff, they felt this man was like racist. With Tories, we feel like their policies don't benefit black people, but I don't think people throw out. I don't see people throw out racism at Boris Johnson or at the Tories the way they throw racism at Trump.
Not as much as Trump, but people say
one
he's
point in
fully
time,
racist.
One point in time, it definitely was. When it is that he was actually looking to mimic Trump's antics to get into power, they were basically saying he's just parroting Trump.
So is that Boris or is that the Tories party in general?
As in Tories? Everybody believes that Tories are racist.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's a general idea, and even Boris himself. Remember, he's got a history of making certain comments. Like he called
letterbox and that.
Yeah, he said that the Muslims letterbox. This guy was wild,
Yes.
He said those African children with their pickaninny smiles and watermelon smiles. He said a lot of racist things along the way. So I just think a lot of them are just not outlandishly like Trump.
Kanye West's tweet. Well, he put that up like 7 hours ago.
What did you tweet?
Okay, all right, let me read that out. I want to just let everybody know there was also some fashion this week also. There was a major thing called Fashion Week, which really lasts a month. And there was some very well done, crazy, overpriced clothes being shown. It wasn't just my paradigm shifting t-shirt. Just kidding. My t-shirt on every body shows. Why do people spell like this? Nothing happened but my t-shirt to the Arnolds that hire anybody that worked for me. Remember, my t-shirt took all the attention because you're all effing program sheep. And those boots, Gab. Those boots Gab was wearing were trash. But I'm sure John Legend still wants a pair. Just to get your girl before I get mad. This guy is mad.
That's you guys' genius.
Oh man. Anyway, let me bring it back to Lauryn Hill's daughter, right? So she basically put up a post basically saying the past 24 hours has allowed me to realize that most of y'all are stuck in a hive mind mentality. You do what the group tells you to do and think what the group tells you to think. Witnessing someone break free from the agenda sends you all into such panic that you will do whatever it takes to force them back into the box that you feel they should exist in. All morale and empathy is eliminated due to the fact that you feel justified by your emotions. The victim becomes the victimizer. You cannot bully me, manipulate me, or coax me into silence. Nor will you bully me into being who you want me to be. I don't care how many tweets you make, DMs you send, or articles you write throughout all of the chaos. I have yet to speak on my experience. If you know me, you know that nothing I do is without deep thought and intention. Wait till you hear what I have to say.
Girl, we don't care, okay? If you're not going to tell us what you're going to say now, hold your peace and shut up. Don't be telling me wait till... You use the characters now. Let us know now, because we're talking about the things now. Let us know now.
It does.
All this fake deep shit is irritating.
Nigga breathing on that phone, man.
Sorry, caller. 1 second, yeah. Just before... what was I going to say? It seems to kind of a bit backwards because obviously she wore the t-shirt first, right? But basically, it seems that afterwards she then texts Kanye West, innit? And she was like, this is Sella, by the way, because that's her name, Sella. You may be sleeping, but I think that what we did has obviously created a lot of conversation. And I would like us to continue that conversation and provide the necessary depth and clarity that we are both extremely capable of. I love taking risks and embracing freedom. But in this case, I think we can continue to discuss the depth behind our decisions to show the purity of our intentions and provide healing to our community. Love you so much. Let's keep this going in a healthy way.
She's a beg.
There's 2 more posts he done actually. He posted the White Lives Matter image on this woman who's wearing like a white spray-on dress.
Mm-hmm.
Then he put another post up saying, Breonna Taylor's mum said it first. This is a quote, I have never personally dealt with BLM Louisville, and personally I have found them to be fraud. So I guess he's doubling down on the
movement,
the BLM thing. So his issue seems to be with the organisation, not with the movement. But I think his anger is very displaced. If he is frustrated with the organisation, that's just one factor. That doesn't, that's just one element of the whole thing, innit? But yeah. Caller?
Yes.
Oh,
Caller gone.
Caller gone. Yeah.
What's up? Don't call him back.
The person, not person, Kanye's it's foolishness, man. I've never experienced such foolishness in my life, and I just think it's just so much enabling from all corners, from everybody. It's annoying. Lauryn Hill's daughter.
Does her
she's a beg.
Does her involvement validate Iman's theory that maybe this is all like a ruse to spike?
Yo.
Nah, do you know why it doesn't? I'm so sorry, caller. 1 second, babes. Do you know why it doesn't? Yeah, because when she texts him, had to say, "Oh hi, by the way, it's Stella." First of all, cool. Then she's saying, she was never part of the original plan. She just jumped on it, and then she's like, "Okay, let's use this to do something good." That was not his plan, you beg. So you've just gone and begged friends with somebody, not knowing what their plans were. You thought it was something cool and you've seen that the outrage. For me, she wants clout. That's it. She just wants clout because you weren't part of the original plan. His intention behind doing what he's doing, you're not even aware of. Yeah. You've now done it. You're getting backlash. Now you're going behind the scenes to say, let's use this to do something good. You were never part of this. You don't even go here.
Can I just be a bit fair to it? Yeah, it's just that I think maybe she was just giving him the benefit of the doubt, thinking there must be something, right? And also, she didn't release the messages. It was Kanye West who then released it.
And that's my problem. That benefit of the doubt, even though I know I did it the other day, because I guess for me, I just couldn't believe that he would be so foolish. But that benefit of the doubt that people keep giving Kanye is why he keeps doing this nonsense. Right. Because when this man does something that's so blatantly stupid, everyone is like, oh, he's a genius. There must be more to it. No, he's just an idiot. That's it. He's just an idiot. That's it.
All right, caller, what are you saying?
Sorry, caller.
What's good?
Morning.
I just called in to say yay all day. Morning. I just called in to say yay all day.
You are an enabler. I hope you know that.
Hey, listen. I think he's doing a lot for the culture, man. I think he's done a lot for the culture. I don't really care too tough that he wore a White Lives Matter t-shirt. That didn't trigger me at all. And if it gets more sales and he does good things with the money, it's all good, man. So, yay all day, innit?
Sales for what? His Yeezys?
And Brent, you took my mod status because I said yay all day, yeah? You took... You know, Brent took my mod status because I was screaming yay all day, yay... Don't play with yay. I can't even remember what else I said. Yay all the way. Next thing I know, my wrench is gone.
Oh, is that what the wrench is?
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought, what the hell is
he was
this
supposed to be unbiased, and he is basically looking to wind people up. So I'm like, all right, bye.
Ben, he's sparking conversation.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
That's what
like Kanye is.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. That's what I'm trying to do, bro. I'm trying to rile the people up and get some opinions out of people. But yeah, look, personally, I'm not a monolith. I don't really care. You know, he put on a t-shirt that says White Lives Matter, yeah. But earlier, you know, there was a conversation about code switching. Code switching so that you can be professional with, you know, your white counterparts at work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see how him putting up why are you code switching? You know what I'm saying? Like you're pandering to white people when you code switch then. You know, and him putting up a t-shirt, him wearing a t-shirt that says White Lives Matter, we're saying that that's pandering to white people. We're doing the same thing each and every single day when we're going to the office to fit in.
I feel like code switching is different because with code switching, I'm in a way protecting myself just because I know how they see black people. So if I was to go here as myself, it will present a lot of problems that don't exist on me based off like ideas and notions they already have about black people. I think code switching is very different because it's not so much pandering. I guess actually in a way it is pandering to black people, but it's pandering to black people for the betterment of my black life. Him saying white lives matter, it's insulting. It's insulting to the victims of the families that have been killed. It's insulting in every single way. There's no positive way to look at that. Like him dying for white validation is so different to me who goes into an office and cannot and the society she lives in has told her she cannot be herself. So I've got to kind of like I guess be this kind of way. It's very, very different. And he knew what he was doing with that. With code switching, like I wouldn't, as much as I might code switch or whatever and go into the office and act a certain way, if they ask me, do Black Lives Matter? I will absolutely say that. I've had those conversations in my team's meetings. I've made things awkward for people when I've talked about the things that black people are going for. When people make ignorant comments, I have challenged it. I've done all of that stuff. So it's very different to Kanye wanting to get white, white appreciation and white validation and when a white lives matter. I can't imagine how George Floyd's family must feel. I can't imagine how Breonna Taylor's family must feel and all the thousands of other people that have been killed, that have been fighting this fight to say that our lives actually matter. To do that is to shit on every single person who in one way or another has helped to push this movement forward. There is no way that anyone can excuse this by saying there's a bigger plan or he's trying to draw attention to this. There's other ways that you can draw. You know, people say, even bad press is still... No, bad press is bad press. That's what it is. And this is the worst of them all.
And when you say to that, sir?
He says,
No, I hear what you're saying. I do. I hear what you're saying, but I think that him wearing that T-shirt, I just didn't see the big deal in it. And also he didn't say Black lives don't matter. You know what I'm saying? He just wore a T-shirt that says white lives matter. And also he pointed something out about the organization that a lot of people have been supporting. A lot of people donated money to that organization. They went around buying houses. They went around spending that money and didn't put how much of that money has gone back into the black community.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's definitely wrong.
There was a lot of marching that was happening during the pandemic, a time where people really should have been in their yards because, COVID and stuff, is a deadly disease. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Moses, do you believe that he was talking about just the organization?
Yeah, I think he's pointing fingers at just the organization. I still think at his core, I think Kanye West is for black people.
Do you believe that he could have been much clearer with what he was talking about?
We wouldn't be having this conversation if he was.
And this is the divisiveness.
It is part of the theatrics. It is part of the...
And hasn't he got form? Hasn't he got precedent for doing things like this?
Oh yeah,
slavery was a choice.
Of course, Kanye West is a stirrer. He's a trouble. Yeah, and didn't explain himself. And then he apologized. But he did later on explain himself.
Yes, he apologized also, right?
Yes,
he apologized. He took it back. He said he should never have said that.
Right. But he also explained what he meant. Sometimes people say things. And the words, also they mean something different to what they say.
When he was running for president, didn't he also make some comment about him losing the wife losing a daughter, Kim?
Yeah. What was it? Was it not about abortion or something like that?
Yeah.
Did he not?
And he kind of blamed her for the loss of his daughter, the loss of his child.
What? Oh, wow. No. He was thinking about aborting his daughter. No, I could be wrong in it, but I remember there was a situation where he was crying because he was about to abort his oldest daughter, and he didn't go through with it.
Yeah.
But he couldn't believe that he was going to do that. So, yeah.
Is Kanye West paying you?
Is he paying me?
Are you going to vote for him if he runs for president?
Why not?
Okay. Thank you.
Why
That's
not?
going to inform.
But I can't vote. I'm not an American
No, but you would like
citizen.
to.
I can't vote.
You would like to.
If you could, you would have wasted your vote on Kanye. That's crazy, man.
No,
All right,
I
thank you
wouldn't
very
waste
much,
my vote
Moses.
on Kanye. I wouldn't waste my vote on Kanye. I wouldn't waste my
Someone
vote
else is
on Kanye.
calling.
Okay, cool.
Thank you very much for your
Yeah, all day.
input.
Yes, thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Mate. Yeah, there was someone else. That was
There's
going through, right?
there's no one else.
No.
No. There
When
was
that?
no. At one point, there was someone. Going
Oh,
through.
okay.
Yeah, but this was.
They
Yeah,
gone.
it's silly, man. I think people just get enabled too much. It's foolishness. And I just
won't
think
call him. Continue.
it's
sorry.
it's just ridiculous, man. Sorry, but there's nothing you can say to me. I don't want to hear an apology from him. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell you guys now, yeah. If this man apologizes, I'm not talking about Word on Road. I'm not. I am standing up against Kanye in my Word on Road segments moving forward. I'm over it. Because this is, at this point, it's just foolishness.
But I like the fact that we can see, well, some of us can see that a lot of black people are just puppets, and we're just being played by this guy's antics.
But you know what it is though, Brent? Like I feel like it's dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
No.
No, let him land, Brent. He's not on our side. Don't be silly.
Wait, let's see the
It's dangerous to just like
to just
outright
rubbish some. Yeah,
rubbish up.
yeah.
Yeah, but
To rubbish Kanye.
when you say
Or any black
when you say
person.
outright, I don't know if it is that we've been doing it outright.
Yeah, that's what I was then going to say, because obviously, like Yusuf said as well, he's done this a few times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's got fun.
So I
Listen,
get
yeah,
it.
Kanye don't care about black people, man.
No, but
Kanye
some-
had a white Caucasian, I don't know where Kim is from, Armenian wife. Then they separated. Then to get his props up back in the street, he went and found Julia Roberts, who never has a top on. Wait, like that man don't care.
It's weird for
And
me,
then
man.
he was insulting Amber Rose because he was with Kim, out here insulting and saying very derogatory things about her to impress a white woman. Please.
It's tough because I don't think I can say wholeheartedly that I don't think Kanye West cares about black people. I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's done a load of fuckery, but do I think at his core he don't care about black people? I don't.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
he's not making it easy for me. You know what I mean? With his behavior, but I don't think he doesn't care about black people.
Do you know what it is? I don't think anyone who genuinely cares about black people, who knows what black people have been through, who deal with black people on a daily, who is from a black person, will ever intentionally do something that hurts black people. To go on a stage, like the Fashion Weeks is serious business.
Yeah.
You went in front of the world stage, in front of racists as well, who actually genuinely don't even believe the whole Black Lives Matter thing should be a thing. You've been in circles. Like, this is someone who's called out corporations or whatever, and you went on the world stage and put on a top that says White Lives Matter. I cannot believe you care about black people. You can do stuff that I guess you didn't realize your actions will have an effect on black people. And then I can say, yeah, this person, they didn't mean to. But to do something that's so intentional when there's literally families still mourning and still trying to get justice, and you do that and you expect me to think that you care about black people, you don't. Because again, earlier to what I said earlier as well, if I'm going to piggyback off Charlemagne, who does know him, when things are good for Kanye, he's in buddies with the whites. When things are bad, then he's like to say. Just the other week, I was on here. I reported to you guys 2 weeks ago. This man said he wants all black people to come with him, join forces with him, and boycott Adidas.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't benefiting from that situation.
Yeah.
Now he's been allowed to Fashion Week. He's rubbing shoulders with people, with this person, with that person, and the first thing he does off the back of that is wearing a White Lives Matter T-shirt.
I think
Man, that's deep.
he cares about money. He cares about his power, his influence, his position, the people he rubs shoulders with. He cares about himself.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, he comes across extremely selfish and narcissistic and arrogant.
Yeah.
But I can't say that I believe he doesn't care about black people. It's hard, And despite everything he's done, I can't say it with my chest that he doesn't care. I think he does.
But
He plays like wild and loose with the trauma. That's why I don't like. Because after George Floyd, he paid for the daughter's tuition.
Oh yeah,
Right? And that's all fine and dandy. But at this point in time, he knows that he needs to, again, stoke the flames in order to achieve something. We don't know yet what it is that he's looking to do, but it will come.
Yeah.
We will find out.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is that he knows that he can just do that at will. I don't like that at all.
But then, Brent, you're basically saying he's doing this on purpose.
He is.
You know what I'm saying?
Again, that's what I'm saying. He's playing fast and loose with people's trauma. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He's literally utilizing everything he knows about the black community in order to drum up all this press, in order to benefit him. I don't like that.
And it's not nice because what he's done.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, and what he's doing as well was, for me, I can't see how this is going to turn into something good for the Black Lives Matter movement, because what you've done now, you're wasting valuable time. You've taken away from the conversation that really should be happening. You've got, like, for me, like, oh my gosh, one of the downest moments of my life, is if I've actually got a racist agreeing with me. Jesus might as well take my soul, like, right there and then. That's a bad position to be in. But somehow now you've got racists who are not going to wait to see what it is that you've got to do. It's the black people who are giving you grace that are waiting to see what's going to come off the back of this stunt you've pulled. But the white people who are racist are going to be like, yeah, you're right. White lives too. Because do you know what it is about White Lives Matter as well? What's mad about it is that when people are doing the Black Lives Matter, like the protests and all that stuff, the white people who are racist, they intentionally shout White Lives Matter to distract from that. So it's not a thing where, because someone, I don't know if it was Mose or someone else in comments or something, said how he didn't say Black Lives don't matter. Okay. But we know as people who champion the Black Lives Matter movement, we know what it means when someone comes and says all lives matter or white lives matter, or you know what they're trying to do. So then these racists are not going to wait to see what the end goal of this genius Kanye is going to do. For them, they're just like, see, if a black guy who's as powerful, because Kanye is known in every circle of life, if this powerful black man is also saying this, yeah, we've got a leg to stand and we're right. He's got racists agreeing with him. I don't know how he's waking up every day.
But, I mean, I 100% get what you're saying, but I think it's, you can't necessarily say because a racist agrees with you. Because remember...
But remember again, I said as person to me. If I wake up one day and a racist Caucasian agrees with me, my life is in. What is it that Mark's always said? I'm down bad. I am down really bad. So in my opinion, he's down bad. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Just have to make sure that was just make it clear. That was my opinion.
I mean, I agree with you guys, man. Like, there's a limit to how much you can give certain people a level of grace. I just think. We can't just straight away just rubbish somebody's position because we don't like it. Because sometimes they have there's a method to the madness. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just like the time when certain black people were meeting with Trump. Before, I think it was Jim Brown, Kanye West.
I think even Ice Cube met with him.
Ice Cube afterwards, yeah, he did. Yeah. Like to me, and people were getting onto Ice Cube, and I was thinking to myself, like, I love Ice Cube. I think he's one of the best rappers ever, right? But I studied his music. I've looked at his moves. No part of me thinks he's trying to sell out. Yeah. But yet we're so quick to just rubbish somebody's opinion and position because you don't like who he's meeting with. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. You can't do that.
I just think, you know what it is? I'll be honest. I think, for me, I really try to see both sides of the coin all the time. And I think I can understand why if people see someone like Ice Cube, who's always been for the culture, blah, blah, at the height of black people's hatred for this man, meeting up with this man, I can see why they will be like, why are you even entertaining that conversation? There are people who will be like, let's wait to see what comes from this. Yeah. Let's wait to see the purpose of why he did this. Yeah. But I can also understand people who will just see it at first glance and be like, why are you even wanting to even entertain any foolishness with this man? I can understand both sides of it, but for me, that is still different to what Kanye did. What Ice Cube did was him meeting with Trump in privacy, in a private area, obviously because it's who he is, who Trump is, it came out, that's cool. This man stood on the world stage. Yeah. Literally stood, like, Paris Fashion Week, or the Fashion Week, everybody from all walks of life. Like, I've been seeing some UK excellence as well. Yeah. There's a makeup artist painted by Esther. She does the unions, not the unions. Well, Gabrielle Union's husband. She does all. She does the ways like makeup, and she's been doing amazing work. I've seen like some really really cool people. Even Kelechi, she works with Charlotte Tilbury. Like I've seen, it's opened doors for so many people. Right, I'm just trying to let you understand how much everybody from different walks of life meets at this in Paris, because this is a massive thing. And so you have the stage, the floor, to show something, to put a message out there, whether it's for your fashion or whatever. Yeah. And what you choose to do is White Lives Matter t-shirts. Yeah. Are we deeping that? You were given the audience, and what you decided to use the audience for was to antagonize black people with their trauma.
Yeah.
I would never respect that, ever.
Last thing I want to ask you, and Brent as well, answer this as well, yeah. If this was the first thing he did, so he didn't have the MAGA hat, he didn't meet with Trump, what else has he done? That's something else.
So if it was a choice.
I think those are the main three, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say he didn't do those things. This is the first incident, right? Would you guys see it differently?
When you say see it differently, as in allow him to explain himself?
Yes.
Because the world is going to allow him to explain himself. He has a massive platform.
Yeah.
Whenever he speaks, the world moves, right? Whether it's just to listen or to react.
Yeah.
So what are you saying would we think differently? What
black people receive it differently?
In what
would we
sense?
give them the benefit of the doubt and
I
say...
think black people are reacting because everybody has lived under this particular BLM banner for a good 2 years now. We've understood what has come off the back of it. We even distinguish the organization from the movement.
Yep.
That's why we're having this conversation. He's also aware of all of that. So I am still going to say that what he's doing is wild. And if he had no prior before that, I would want to see why he's done this particular thing.
Okay.
Because there's been no evidence before that.
So you wouldn't rubbish it though? You say, look, this is insane.
No, I would
But let
definitely
me
rubbish
see
it.
what
rubbishing it
I
out
would
of the way.
definitely rubbish it. I'll be like, what the hell?
Straight off the bat.
100.
Yeah.
When you say straight off the bat, what are you saying?
Do you know what's okay? Do you know what? Can I add,
Brother,
can I add to that? Sorry.
go on.
What makes it worse here? Why I'm rubbishing him? I'm going to rubbish him regardless of what happens. Is that this has happened? What, like 2 days ago now? Everything else that's followed up on that is him saying, "I said what I said." I said he's really leaning into what he did. So it's not as if like I feel like if he did what he did and it was like radio silence, we didn't hear from Kanye.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, let's check do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, what's going on? But every message this man has had after that is rubbishing the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
What grace is there, whether this is your first offense or your 10th offense?
It's true. Yeah, first offense or 10th offense, it's still as bad as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It's still wild.
Yeah. We've got a caller.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, caller, I'm going to call you back on WhatsApp. I don't know why it is that we ain't hearing you.
It's Kanye and the MAGA people. They're a cult.
But this is what Kanye wants, man. He wants
Exactly.
everyone to talk about him.
And that's what's annoying me. I can't lie to you. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
If we have another conversation, but I'm not getting involved.
Yeah,
I'm taking a stance of silence.
We feed into it.
Annoying,
all
and
the
it's
time.
annoying me. It's honestly, that is one of the frustrating things about these things to me, because I can always tell when people want attention, and I go out of my way to make sure I don't give you that attention. So it's annoying me that I'm even having to do what I know that he wants from. This is what he wants. Everybody's talking about it, and he's in his bed smiling and happy because this is what he wanted.
Yeah.
This is what he feeds from. This is what feeds him. This is what keeps him going. It's making me sick. I'm not talking about Kanye anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. I think with me, I just like to know the reason behind things. Like, it's not just the knowing, but like the application is just as important to me.
Oh, I've
You
got
know
a
what I'm
question
saying?
for you.
Huh?
I've got a question for you.
For sure.
If someone said, so you see, like with the End SARS movement, right?
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Don't end SARS." Would you give them the same grace you're giving Kanye? Like, you'd wait to see why.
Depends who it is. Because and this is why I mentioned Kanye West and if he had no priors. Because prior to this, we've seen the pro-black message throughout his music and even in interviews. So this is what I'm saying. If this person's got this, you know what I'm saying? This is he may not be an activist, but he's got some type of reputation for speaking out for black people. And he does this. To me, I'm thinking, I don't like how this looks, but what are you trying to tell me here? Let me listen. Rather than just say, look at this idiot. Who's paid him off now? You know what I'm saying? I think it's
Really?
I think it's dangerous to do that because, again, this may be a wild example, right? But if the great honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan went and met with Donald Trump, am I going to rubbish him? Impossible.
No, but I'm not talking about meeting. I'm talking about someone putting a message out there. So someone's put a message that says, "Don't end SARS,"
Yeah.
or "End SARS movement is dumb."
Yeah. I only liken it to that because a lot of people had similar sentiments when he met with Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But again, I would want to know why. I would think to myself, okay, is this a reverse psychology thing? Is this person trying to say this is how wild the mentality of most Nigerians are? I would want to hear them talk.
Got a lot of
You know what I'm
tolerance.
saying? No, because sometimes we rubbish people who are great thinkers and people who can actually contribute to things.
Do you think this is a form of great thinking?
I'm not talking about Kanye. I'm talking about your end SARS person.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
no,
'Cause
but for
Kanye's
me,
got a track record of nonsense.
Yeah, but anyone who
So,
don't,
you know what I'm saying?
let's add that this is his first offense. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone who comes out and says don't end SARS or end SARS movement is dumb or whatever, for me it's the same thing as, you know, the whole Black Lives Matter. Like at the moment in this conversation,
Yeah.
for the benefit of the conversation, it's the same thing to me. Yeah.
Even if they've got prior history of just of them speaking up for the Nigerian youth, speaking up for the liberation of you know, the people from dictatorship and all these type of things.
As much as I know you're very pro-Black.
Yeah.
If you came in this room tomorrow and you said something, you dropped something outlandish like what White Lives Matter or don't end SARS, my respect for you straight away is going down. But regardless of whatever the point is, for me, I don't believe in using people's trauma to antagonize them to then do a switcheroo.
Use Europa land.
Yoruba, you say use Yoruba land.
Same thing.
That's crazy. If you came in tomorrow and said, as much as I know you and I respect you and everything, if you came in tomorrow and this is your way, like for you to do, because you know, do you know what it strikes me as? Clickbait.
Yeah.
I don't respect clickbait. So you're using clickbait to then try and grab his attention to then do something wider. I would not respect that delivery.
The thing is, right, and again, I think I have to do this because a lot of people will hear me and twist what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm responding to a hypothetical here, and I'm not saying
It's a
I think this way
hypothetical. Don't get
about
more ghetto
Kanye
than
West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to just see how we're thinking and why we arrive at these ideas. But it's like they say, like there'll be a dog outside howling, complaining about sitting on a needle, right? Or on a bloody, I don't know, stick or something, right? But the dog doesn't move. And they'll say, why? Because it's not hurting the dog enough to do something. And so sometimes you have to agitate people enough to actually frustrate them out of that position they're in. You know what I'm saying? To actually get some type of change. Black people have been in the same position for decades, for centuries, still looking to white people, still looking to the system for assistance, still internal fighting, still the same nonsense. What if somebody has a prior 10, 20, 30 years in whatever they're doing of pro-Black, putting their life on the line activism, and they've come out with a crazy message to get us thinking? I can't just rubbish them.
But you know what it is? But do you know
what
what
I'm
it
saying?
is? There's nothing, you can come up with a message that gets people thinking,
Yeah.
but when you drop the title,
Yeah.
follow it up very quickly with the message.
Maybe that's what needs to be done.
When you drop a stupid, very foolish title, then you leave it to sit in people's hearts.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at people just automatically labeling this person as someone who isn't for Black people and someone who is just a fool.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially because the messages that have then followed up after that title has been messages supporting the title. So
yes, you're right.
Where is the message that is going to wake Black people up from their slumber?
No, you're 100% right. With regards to Kanye, I'm agreeing with you. Just in case that's not clear, we have to say this because
You have to say this.
Yeah, thank
Don't
you.
happen with the rest
need
of
to
us.
say it, right? But I'm just basically saying, I think also Black people, we need to also not rubbish people so quickly because sometimes there is a method to the madness. Sometimes people need to have certain conversations. If this was 50, 60, 70 years ago, when Elijah Muhammad met with the leaders of the Ku Klux Klan, people would have been rubbishing him. Elijah Muhammad?
Do you know what it is though? The people that are rubbishing people for just meeting on people, those people, I wouldn't really count them as people who are thinking.
No, but that's because your threshold is different. But the same thing happened.
No, but
these people were all effectively cancelled. Do you remember?
And that's fair. But for me,
meeting with Trump.
Yeah, but for me, that's all social media stuff. Because when I see a Black celebrity meet with someone who is not, say for when I saw him meet with Trump, first thing I thought was he's going to sit down with this man to understand more about this man and maybe let him understand why it is that Black people feel the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it's a beneficial meeting, right? So people that rubbish him, that is all social media stuff that I don't subscribe to. That is the whole social media cancellation, and that I wouldn't really. I'm not really going to view the majority of Black people based off the minorities on social media that do the whole cancellation movement.
Minorities.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, but that's fair. Maybe even if it's the whole timeline, social media is a bubble. the outside world is not like what social media is. Do you get me? So for me, I'm not going to make that the thing.
Yeah.
What again, similar to with this follow-up of White Lives Matter t-shirt, the message that have come after that has supported White Lives Matter and trash Black Lives Matter is that he met up with Trump.
Yeah.
What did we see after that? MAGA hat.
Yeah.
So it's like this man does outlandish things. Everyone says, oh, he's a genius. Let's wait. There's a method to this madness. But the thing is, when we then see the method, it's just plus it's just more no. It's more madness.
Yeah.
It's more madness supporting the first madness. Do you get what I mean? So I understand why people are like, you're an idiot.
Same. I fully
get
understand it because I think even on this occasion, most people are saying he's an idiot. I don't think there's really anyone defending him, to be fair.
And when I think about why do we expect something different from this time? When the other times he's done stuff, there's been no method to the madness.
This is what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, would we think the same if this was the first time? You know what I'm saying?
I would think the same.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
but I would, again, I would think the same because it's still stupid. Even if you're trying to bring about a good message, my thing is, you can be controversial, but make sure the message of what you're trying to deliver quickly follows it. If this is the first offense, sorry, babes, if this is the first offense and then tweets and everything else has been doubling down on what he's done, where's the message behind it?
And you're forgetting, he got backlash for his first offense. So even if this was his first offense, like he got backlash for his first offense, which was what? I'm not sure which one came first.
I think it was a choice thing.
Oh yeah. There was backlash.
Yeah. He did say it was a choice. He apologized. Then he went on and wore MAGA hat.
Yeah, I don't think he was given grace because this was the first time he said anything outlandish. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So either way, you're getting cooked.
Yeah. I don't think it matters.
And I think we need to stop, honestly, stop trying to do good message by first putting out bad messages. It's having the opposite effect because the thing is, the reality is not everyone stays tuned to figure out what the good message is, what the purpose and the point of what you're doing is. Similar to that, the racists who've just seen White Lives Matter and be like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. If he comes out and says he apologizes, a lot of them are not going to hear it. This is why I have a problem as well. Just to liken it to like when people accuse people of certain crimes. Not many people, literally a fraction of people stay tuned to find out that, okay, what was said here was a lie. Do you get what I mean? So similar as well with this situation, Black people in general, whether celebrities, whether people got platforms or whatever, don't say outlandish things and then say, well, there's a method to it and you guys are quick to jump and then start cussing me and be like, you guys don't even know, just wait on it. There's nothing to wait on. If you've got a message to put out there, put the message out. The message will do what it's going to do. But because people are going to tune out. Because I'll be honest with you, if I wasn't on this show, I'm not waiting to find out what Kanye West is, what the message is behind this. If there is a message, I will see it on the gram and I'm scrolling. I'm not even going to read it. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? But because I'm on this show, this is how I'm going to then know whether there is a message or not. And if there's not a message, I'm going to come back and let you guys know the man was really a fool. But do you get me? So not everyone. So we need to stop using that marketing. We talk about the white, what they're called, like the newspapers and the broadcasters or whatever and TVs where they would talk about storms that they put Raheem Sterling on. We've talked about this stuff like that. How they're using for clickbait. So if it's not good enough for them, it's not good for Black people either.
Good point. Ara Jamal just said Kanye needs to explain fully what he means when he's attacking his ex-wife's family. He gives full explanation and not just a random statement.
Yeah, hella explanation.
Yeah, I'm sure. Did he explain himself after the whole slavery was a choice thing?
See, I didn't stay tuned to find out.
I think he did, you know, but I think it was in the back and forth with Van.
Maybe, I'm not sure. The issue is the way people consume information. Yeah, once you say something to someone, that's it.
That's what sticks with them.
That's what sticks with them. That's what's embedded in their psyche. Yeah, and they may not even be privy to your rebuttal, your explanation. Once they believe what you said is what you said, that's it. So it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. But I think it's also, again, just to reiterate, I agree with what you guys are saying because Kanye has done this time and time again. Yeah. I just think it's dangerous for us to rubbish somebody like from the first instant. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, we can lose a lot from just not being intelligent enough.
But sometimes you can see through the bullshit though.
Oh, 100%. Sometimes you can. But this is why I was basically saying, especially what if that person's got a track record of being, like if Dr. Umar met with Trump, are we going to say the guy switched sides now?
No,
You know what
but
I'm saying?
it's the reason for the meeting though. Like you,
But that's what I'm
like,
saying.
Like,
But
like,
people don't give the chance. People just rubbished it.
like when you mentioned Dr. Elijah Muhammad meeting with the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
No one's thinking he's going there
to get a white hat and get his uniform.
to join forces.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going there to have a dialogue.
Yeah.
See if we can come to some type of resolution.
This is it.
Because of who Dr. Elijah Muhammad is.
Yes.
So he's given that grace. Kanye West hasn't got a track record. Even prior to this stuff, he's a musician. So we're not even looking at him like that anyway. So his track record is in the mud.
But to be fair, remember College Dropout, all them albums, there was the positive black themes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Positive black themes. And obviously when he came out and said George Bush don't care about black people, we
Yeah.
put him on the pedestal like, okay, cool, he's one
That's
of our
true.
leaders and
Yeah.
the fight, whatever. But even then, I don't put stock behind musicians when it comes to politics anyway.
Facts. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. Even like hearing, like, you know, with his, I don't really listen to Kanye like that. If it's not on the charts or one that's got any of my favorites, I've never really listened to a Kanye album in my life.
Oh, is it?
Actually, no, I have. Life of Pablo. I really like that album. That's the only Kanye.
The first three. Listen to the first three.
It's the first three.
I don't know if I want to. I'm gonna have to let this annoyance towards the man settle down. But the thing is, like with him, yeah, knowing that he's done all that music about black and speaking about black struggles, you guys are saying that he's done all of that stuff.
Yeah.
For me now, I have to wonder whether that was all pretentious to get black people's support, because I cannot believe that anybody in their right mind will be for black people so much and then publicly do these things against black people time and time and time again. I'll be honest with you, because if slavery was a choice thing, I gave him grace for that. I'll be very honest with you. I said, you know what? Let's hear him out. Let me not paint this as a black and white. What is his thought process? Let me understand, because in my mind I thought, okay, maybe he means the people who, you know, I guess snitched on the other slaves. I thought there's different ways to think about this one. But time and time again, you're meant to know. Like, you're literally the other day fighting your ex-wife for not allowing your children to go to a black-owned school.
Yeah.
But then today you're saying White Lives Matter and you're doing all of that and you're saying let's wait on it. You people are. Anyway,
let's proceed. I guess the unanimous is joke.
Biggest joke.
All right. So
let's get into next headlines.
So next headline, trigger warning, and this is a bit of a wild story here. But a British man who strangled his wife and buried her body in a suitcase within a shallow grave after she discovered that he was cheating with their teenage babysitter has walked free 8 years into his 67-year prison sentence.
Hold on, he killed his wife because she found out he was cheating with the baby.
Yes. And he was sentenced to 67 years.
Yeah.
This guy is now free after
8 years.
8 years.
Why?
I'm going to get into it. By the way, he's white.
You don't have to tell us.
And she is...
This is one of Kanye's people.
She is
White
black.
Lives Matter.
Okay, Brent. Apparently it does.
You know what? Let me not even say.
There's nothing to say, babes. If this don't show White Lives Matter, I don't know what it is. I don't know what does.
To say this is what Kanye West is trying to
He's showing you guys.
He said,
White Lives Matter.
He said Black Lives Matter is a scam. White Lives Matter is also a scam.
It's not, because his Caucasian wife is the one trying to fight for black people's freedom while he's over here designing stupid t-shirts. So yeah.
Oh man. All right. So Alexander Clack, age 40, battered Nixian Downs Clack and strangled her when she threatened to leave him after he had an affair with the couple's 17-year-old babysitter. The former prison officer from London killed his wife on their 4th wedding anniversary in June of 2014. He buried her body in a small suitcase, which was found in a shallow grave on the outskirts of St. George's, which is the capital of Grenada. This wasn't even here, right? And he did that 5 days later. Clack was then sentenced to 67 years and 6 months in prison in February of 2016, but he has now walked free after his lawyer argued that the loss of a court computer with a transcript of his murder trial had made it impossible to appeal the sentence. Let me say it one more time.
Well, he did that shit.
Of course. But because it's impossible for him to appeal the sentence, that technicality.
But being able to appeal is a luxury. Consider you did that.
Yeah, but I get the transcript of the entire murder trial is gone. So that technicality there is basically saying, well, okay, fine, guys, let's free this guy. Anyway, so Nick Sian's aunt, who's 45, told her son, this is what she said, I'm horrified. How could they release someone on such a flimsy technicality when he's guilty of such evil and clearly a danger to women? Now he's got away with murder and is heading this way. A former friend of the victim also said, this decision defies belief. Even before the murder, he had been involved in domestic violence involving calls to the police. So this man's got a history of this stuff as well.
How old is he 40 at the moment?
I believe so, yeah.
So when did this happen? Sorry,
2014. Yeah.
That's 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So he was 32 and the girl was 17 at the time.
Yeah, the babysitter, yeah.
Oh, so quite a long story short, he's a paedophile.
Yeah. She's below age, yeah. And the thing is, all the wife wanted to do was leave.
But she would have exposed him as a paedophile, and I guess he couldn't have that. Because
the killer though, man.
Nothing. He definitely didn't have to kill her for anything, but for him, this is how he was thinking.
So he would rather be labelled a murderer than a paedophile, I guess.
I guess he thought he'd get away with it because it was in Grenada. You know what I mean? Bury her, then fly back and.
Oh, so he went on holiday to Belly.
It was their anniversary. It was their 4th year anniversary.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyway, next story is ex-Google advert boss releases an ad-free search engine. So an advert and tracker-free search engine launches in the UK on Thursday, today. It also launches in France and Germany as well. Neva has 600,000 users in the US, where it was launched last year. The creator, I hope I don't...
Hold on, sorry, isn't Google ad-free right now?
No, it can kind of... it tracks onto your stuff, innit?
Oh, you mean in that
Ad-free
respect?
and
Oh, okay.
tracker-free.
I thought you meant as in like ads
Like
popping
ads
up on your
popping
screen
up,
or
okay,
something.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah. So the creator is by the name of Sridhar Ramaswamy, who worked at Google for 16 years, and he ran its ad business. Told BBC News that the technology sector had become exploitative of people's data and something that he didn't want to be a part of anymore. Right? Trackers share information about online activity, largely to target adverts. Neva, which is his search engine, has raised £68 million from investors. And basically what it does is it offers free-to-use search with other features such as a password manager access and virtual private network VPN service as well. So all of that's basically, bundled all together. Users are basically just asked to create an account and then you can build the subscriptions later. You know what I'm saying? But basically at the moment, it's likely to be about £5 a month. And this is what he said. He said, we felt that the traditional search engines had become about advertising and advertisers.
So you have to pay to use the search engine?
Yeah. But it comes with other things though. So I'm not sure if there's a free version, but like if you add the VPN part as well, that's all right though. Get the VPN
When you
as
said
well.
it comes to other things, I think, it's going to be $4.99 back. That's what it needs to do.
Sorry,
the hell?
what's the website? What's the URL?
You just mainly just type in Neva, Neva.
Oh, Neva. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's giving us Jeeves.
And he basically said that Google has a dominant position in the marketplace and the incentive for them to truly innovate, to truly create disruptive experiences is just not there. And then also as a company, they feel obligated to show more and more revenue and profit to its shareholders. So they just keep increasing the number of ads. So basically that's the problem we had with it. You know what I'm saying? So he's branched off and he's done something for himself and hopefully that benefits the people. You know
Is
what
he
I mean?
black?
Asian, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the headlines.
All right, well, let's get into the sports segment. Views not got a name yet. Because you see, I avoid calling it the reaction because I'm not sure if it's going to stick or not.
I think it's a reaction for now.
Yeah.
Or forever, I guess.
Well, for those unaware who've just tuned in and missed from Monday, this is a new segment where we give you the hottest takes on events in the sporting world, everything that you guys are basically interested in, like sports, football, NBA, boxing, every type of sport that, makes sense. Tennis, everything. And this segment is basically also for you guys. So you guys can call in, send in voice notes with your instant reactions. Just make sure the voice notes are no longer than 30 seconds long. And yeah, the first thing to talk about is Man City. They win again. So they banged over Copenhagen yesterday. Haaland again on the score sheet, scored twice, and they won 5-0.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was out, so I wasn't even privy to this.
Yeah.
5-0.
5-0.
I watched the highlights when I get home.
Yeah. The Norwegian netted with his first touch of the game, and doubled the lead inside the first half for his 19th goal in just 12 appearances for the
This
club.
man is an animal.
Yeah. An own goal by David Kochelalava and Riyad Mahrez had a penalty. Yes, basically added to the total, and basically Julian Alvarez also scored as well and made it 5. Yeah, late on. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It was just a one-sided beating.
Yeah.
Chelsea as well. They beat AC Milan 3-0.
Okay, I'll watch that again when I get home.
Yeah, so Chelsea kickstarted their stuttering Champions League campaign in a very impressive fashion. The Blues went into the game bottom of what looked to be like a tame Group E after a defeat at Dynamo Zagreb, and also a draw at home to Salzburg. But yeah, in this game they won 3-0. So now they're just a point off the table topping team, which is Salzburg.
Who scored for Chelsea? Did they say?
Nah.
Esther, who scored for Chelsea?
I'll find out later.
Esther supports Arsenal.
So imagine, because I was gonna make up a name, but I couldn't even try.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You said read your name.
I think it was Aubameyang.
Aubameyang, okay.
And Reece James.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, last thing to talk about, and this is probably the biggest thing, Eubank and Ben. This is.
So hold on, what's the status now?
All right, so basically right now, it's back and forth,
Because the last statement you put in the group, that said that the fight was going through, that was still happening. Ben quote tweeted it with like a cover face emoji. So I'm not sure what he was trying to imply.
Okay.
Was he saying that this ain't true, or this is a fucking mess? Like, I mean.
No, I think the last thing I put in there was them saying it's done,
I swear you put in something saying that it was happening.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And then I think after that I put something again.
Oh, I didn't see the
I
photo.
believe so, yeah.
Oh yeah. The British Boxing Board said that the fight's done. Yeah,
Fight's done. But still, he's still saying. Anyway, let me just read the thing. So basically, Conor Benn is adamant his fight with Chris Eubank Jr. will go ahead on Saturday, despite being prohibited by the British Boxing Board of Control after he failed a drug test. The promoters, Matchroom Boxing and Wasserman Boxing, released a joint statement on yesterday, saying Saturday's fight at the O2 in London would go ahead despite Ben returning an adverse analytical finding for traces of a fertility drug. But a statement from the British Boxing Board of Control said on the evening of the 4th of October 2022, the British Boxing Board of Control, so many B's, man.
I was going to say.
Hold on. He took a fertility drug.
Apparently.
As in what, Viagra?
Maybe, who knows? But that's happened before. Like, a lot of these guys who are kind of like specialists, right, they say that there's certain things that these guys use to kind of cover up actual doping.
Oh, so they dope and then take these pills on top of it?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
But some kind of said, no, we actually take these pills, but sometimes these pills are laced with some type of additional component, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But yeah, they've come out with a statement and basically said they resolved that the contest between Eubank Jr. and Ben, scheduled to take place on the 8th of October, is prohibited as it is not in the interests of boxing. They also said that was communicated to the boxers and promoters involved on the morning of the 5th of October, so yesterday morning. Right now, it remains unclear whether the fight will take place on Saturday, but fight week media commitments began on Wednesday anyway. So despite all of that, they still did their whole live workout, all that type of stuff there to build the fight. Ben said, "I've not committed any violations. I've not been suspended. So far as I'm concerned, the fight is still going ahead." So yeah, I feel like this is going to keep going back and forth. So I'm going to need to keep looking at updates and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, man, they only got 2 days left.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's meant to happen on Saturday, so
This is it, man.
they need to finalize this ASAP.
Yeah, I was listening to Paulie Malignaggi on there's a podcast called is it Pro Box, I believe, something like that. He's on it with Roy Jones Jr. as well, and they were talking about it and basically just saying, look, it's ridiculous that we're even discussing the possibility of this fight after this guy has found positive of PEDs. This is how people die.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And remember, yesterday I was talking about Eubank being concerned about his son coming down in weight. Now, on top of that, you've got this other guy who's basically, if everything's correct, they haven't tested the B sample yet. It's cheating. You can kill this guy. And yet people are still talking about, it should still happen. And he's just saying, like, this is crazy. Only in the sport of boxing can this take place. If this was any other sport, which is not even combat sports, you know, they would have said, nah, done. But yeah, I don't know, man. They don't care about people, man. About boxers' lives. No one's life matters now. Nowadays.
Not the black, not the white, not the boxers. Nobody.
Yeah, that's the end of the headlines, guys.
All right, lovely. Well, let's get into the outro. A good show. Hopefully, certain comes for a while. If you know, you know. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate our live crew all the time, every single time. Make sure you like this video while you're in here. The video will stay up, so like the video, and you can also share it, drop in your group chats, do all that great stuff. Follow us on social media, The Day After TNB, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well. If you'd like to send voice notes or text in for asking for a friend, sis, what would you do? It's also the number to call when we're on air. It's 075 6484 1073. We also told you guys about this cool app that we have, this cool community that we have that's basically our own social media network. And, well, not social media network, but it's basically like our own social media platform. But yeah, you can join that as well. Join the community, you know, so you can make suggestions for the show and all that kind of great stuff. And you do that by searching community.thenewblack.com. If you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, email the team thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Don't be Kanye West. Don't use black people's trauma to get attention. And we'll be here tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Take care.
Take care.